Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 6 of the Mind Gains podcast. My name is Vinny. Today I'm here with
Jay, co-host of this beautiful podcast. Thank you so much for the lovely feedback from last week. I think that was a very insightful podcast.
Yeah.
Very long, 2 hour long. So if you watched the entire thing, thank you. And hopefully you learned some things from 3 different entrepreneurial brains. But this week, I think we want to switch off a little bit from the business aspect and tell us what we're talking about today, brother.
Yeah, we've spent the last 5 weeks talking a lot about business, how to build business, our experiences with business, but you've briefly got to know us as people. Today we want to kind of dive more deeply into who we are as people, talk about how we met in the first place, and just kind of build off of that. Ultimately, we've known each other for a decade, so we're going to talk about the past decade of our life from 2016, meeting in middle school, freshman year of high school, all the way up to today. This is going to tie into entrepreneurship because we're going to kind of talk about how we've developed as people year by year. This will eventually tie into college, how we started our first business and now. But we want you guys to get to know us as people because we are human. We're not just entrepreneur robots, you know?
I am not a robot. I am a human.
Anything you'd like to add to the introduction?
No, that's actually perfect. So we'll kind of start from the beginning, how we met, bro.
Yeah.
I always tell this story, but I want to hear the story from your perspective today.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell the audience how we actually met, bro.
Yeah, okay. Well, I knew of Josh in middle school, so I could say middle school was what, 2014, 15?
2015, 2014.
We're old, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Hey, real talk though. This guy hated me in middle school, bro. This guy was.
I didn't hate him, bro, but the only time I really interacted with Josh in middle school was in PE.
PE class.
We would play basketball. And this guy would just launch shots from half court. It was a whole disorganized mess in middle school basketball. You know, basketball is supposed to be 5-on-5. We were playing 18 on 18.
16 on 16,
so, yeah,
bro.
If you touched the ball, you were lucky. I don't blame you for shooting it whenever you touched it because you were lucky when you got to touch the ball. But Josh would launch the craziest shots, and every time we got the ball, everyone was just yelling, "Josh, don't shoot!
Don't
Josh,
shoot! Pass the ball! Yeah, bro. I don't regret it. I would do it all over again. Even now, if we did a 16 on 16, I would do the exact same thing. I don't care. But that's how you knew of me.
Yeah.
And I knew of you too. I didn't really talk to you. It wasn't until we got the chance. We got lucky, bro, because I think we could have both gone on separate ways. I wasn't supposed to go to Victor at all. I was supposed to go to a totally different high school, sorry.
Yeah.
And so the fact that I didn't, bro, and we ended up meeting in a science class.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so I knew of Josh in middle school, like I said, but the way you transition from middle school to high school, when you get to high school, if you see any familiar faces in your freshman classes, your first few days, those are the people you're going to kind of stick around with, even if you weren't that tight in middle school. I feel like that's kind of how it was. So yeah, I knew of Josh. There were probably a few other people in that class, but I think we kind of gravitated towards each other from the beginning of the year. But when we really got close was one day we had a sub, bro. And this guy was a menace. He was playing XXX Tentacion in the class in front of the sub. The sub was like, "Who's playing that music?" And then Josh just kept moving seats, and the music kept going from side to side of the classroom.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah.
What was the song "Look at Me"? That was a big one at that time.
That was the one that had just come out, bro.
Yeah.
And so
if you know that song, you know it. I'm not gonna recite the lyrics, but
yeah, bro. That I was a menace. I do agree. I was a kid, bro. You know, 15 years old, 16 years old.
But moving on with that exact same day, Josh decides to sit. He somehow ends up next to me at some point. I don't remember when during that day he sat next to me, but at this point he decides to start throwing paper airplanes at the sub. And the sub starts going off on me. I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck did I do? I'm just sitting here." The sub's like, "Do you think I'm dumb?" I'm like, "Kinda, because that shit wasn't me." And then Josh is just next to me dying, doesn't admit that it was him.
Hey, you know what, bro? You know what? I will say that even from the beginning, Vinny could have snitched on me and said, "You know what? Yeah, it was this guy." But he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. So, bro,
it's just a sub, bro.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, but that's how we actually got close, bro. And I think after that, as the years went by, we started getting a lot closer.
Absolutely.
But we did get an opportunity to have a lot of classes together. We had math class together. I think we have what was it? Chemistry? Did we have chemistry together? I don't remember.
I think we did.
AP Euro. I know we had AP Euro together. I think we had a history class together.
Yeah.
With a very lovely U.S. history teacher. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but let's start with freshman year, though, because that was kind of when we met. What was I know this was 10 years ago, but transitioning from middle school to high school, what was it like going into high school?
Yeah, so I mean, it was a huge change in terms of the type of people that
Yeah.
you're around. I think
Was Victor intimidating? Because Victor,
a
the high
little.
school we went to, has a reputation of being like the ghetto high school up here in our area.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, Lakeview wasn't any better, bro. Like
it wasn't. It was in the nicer part of
it
town,
was, bro.
but
But the kids were menaces,
yeah,
bro. They
for
were
sure.
freaking absolute animals, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous. I'm not gonna get into too much detail on that, but
Mm,
it wasn't a crazy shift. Like I knew what to expect. I think eighth grade before I transitioned to ninth grade. Um, I wasn't in the AP honors program at all in middle school, but I knew that I didn't want to be in the regular classes
yeah.
coming into freshman year. Cause bro, I was there seventh and eighth grade, and I was an absolute menace, bro.
Hmm.
So I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna try to take high school a little bit more serious. So the transition wasn't too difficult. I will say that I did at first have to get used to meeting so many people because, mind you, going from 2 grades together to 4 grades together,
Yeah.
total different ball game.
For sure. Yeah.
Of course, you hear the stereotypical things like, "Oh yeah, be careful with the 12th graders. Be careful with the juniors.
Yeah.
Like, don't mess with them."
Hmm.
But I don't think I ever experienced that. I think it was pretty smooth transition. I think
Yeah.
most of my classes were with people in my grade, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Mm.
It wasn't until they added that home room where you just had a plethora of different grades in the same class.
Yeah.
But even then, at that point, we were like sophomore, juniors, so it didn't really matter.
Mhm.
But yeah, bro, my experience, I think, was interesting because back in middle school, I really wanted to be a math major. That's what I thought I wanted to be. I thought I wanted to be a math professor or math teacher.
Yeah.
But when I went into freshman year, I had this teacher, bro, absolutely racist. I don't care, bro. This guy was absolutely racist. And, you know, he made my high school, like my first experience in the math class in high school, absolutely terrible. Like, I went from wanting to be a math major to not doing math at all, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was that bad. And I remember that this same teacher got, like, a few students expelled.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. And he was just weird, bro. So I came in with the notion that I really wanted to stick to math. And after that year, I was like, I probably don't want to do math no more. And kind of like my passion for math went away. And the only reason I say that is because in eighth grade, I had a different teacher that was very passionate about math. And his way of teaching spoke to me. Like, that he inspired me to be a teacher. And I was like, you know what? Like, that, I think that's a good profession. So I think if I were an entrepreneur and that first grade would have probably been better for me in terms of the math profession. Who knows, bro? Maybe I would have been a math teacher or a math professor. I don't know. You know, that's
Jay
one
the
of those shits.
mathematician.
Yeah, bro. It would have been crazy. But that was kind of what I remember from my freshman year.
Yeah.
What about you, though? What was your transition like? Was it intimidating for you?
Honestly, the hardest transition for me was elementary to middle school. That was like a big shock. But
Leaving that, huh?
middle school to high school, it was more of the same, just more people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it wasn't difficult. I mean, everything's an adjustment. But elementary to middle school, I remember being pretty rough for me.
Dang.
Yeah.
How come? Was it because you kind of grew
Um,
up with people for 6 years and then kind of left, or?
That, yeah, and then elementary, like my last 3 years, I had the same teacher all 3 years. Like the teacher
Oh.
moved up with us every year. That, and I was a year younger than everyone in my grade because I skipped second grade. So like going into middle school, seventh grade, everyone's already hitting puberty. I still sound like a fucking 8-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
Like seventh grade was rough. Eighth grade was a little better, but seventh grade, I wouldn't say like I didn't get bullied or anything, but it was just like a
Bro,
awkward.
you were really tall, bro.
Yeah, it was just like an awkward transition year
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, but freshman year in general was kind of a blur. I just remember being really disappointed because sports were my life in middle school and high school. But freshman year, I couldn't play because my knees were so shot. I had this growth disorder. It's called like Osgood-Schlatters disease or something like that. Yeah, like I had these big massive lumps in my knees from having
fuck.
such a growth spurt because I don't know if you knew me in like seventh grade, bro, but from seventh grade to freshman year of high school, I went from 5'3" to 6'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing.
It was insane,
Okay, no,
bro.
that's okay. I will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut you off real quick. When I had a notion of Vinny, we were the same height, bro.
Yeah.
We were the same height, and then I come to freshman year, I'm like, whoa, like, bro, you're the tallest guy in the class. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Damn, that sucks though, bro. So you couldn't play because of that? Like you couldn't do
I
sports?
mean, I could have pushed through it, but
Yeah.
bro, like I couldn't even squat. I couldn't jump, nothing.
that's horrible.
And it wasn't until like the end of freshman year that I started to kind of like I was still playing in the streets and stuff, but I definitely couldn't go through like the conditioning workouts and stuff like that. I remember I went to the first week of conditioning. And part of me wishes that I would have just powered through and did it anyway, but I was 12 years old or 13 at the time, whatever. So Can't be too hard on myself for something 10
So
years
you
ago.
didn't do any sports freshman year?
No, freshman year, nothing
It was
at
until
all.
sophomore. Because
Year,
I believe I tried out sophomore as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you played freshman year, didn't you?
I think I did, bro.
Yeah, when you scored on the wrong basket. Sorry, bro.
Nah, it's fine. You know what? Let's talk about that real quick. So yeah, freshman year I started playing basketball. I don't think you played that year. It wasn't until next year.
Right.
So I did play my freshman year. So that is one thing. I was super excited because when I was in middle school, I wasn't allowed to do sports just because, well, you know, growing up in a Latin family, bro, like they have the notion that you're gonna get hurt immediately. Like you're gonna step on the court and immediately get freaking rammed
Break
or
your
something.
knee.
Yeah, break your knee, break your neck. So they didn't want me to do any sports in middle school. But transitioning to high school, I was like, nah, bro, like I'm not gonna do sports.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wasn't quote unquote able to do was football, which I'm now that I'm looking back to, I'm kind of glad I didn't, bro, because I think I would have gotten hurt. But before I forget, I do want to talk about my transition from elementary to middle school.
Okay.
So mine was a little bit different because I went to the same elementary school from kindergarten to fifth grade.
Yeah.
And then fifth to sixth, bro, I switched to a different elementary school.
Just for 1 year.
Yeah, so to me, that shock right there, bro, was probably a really hard transition. Going from like fifth grade to sixth grade to a totally different school.
Yeah.
Because I started like, I didn't grow up with these kids, bro. And so, you know how they do the whole promotion thing?
Yeah.
I didn't get the same promotion with all the people that I knew, which that was disappointing. But it was just something that I had to do because of the position we had moved or whatnot. So that was rough for me. So when I came to middle school, it wasn't that tough. It was just kind of like, you know, whatever,
Yeah.
same thing. But back to freshman. Well, I tried out for the basketball team. I made the cut, bro. And you know what's funny? Because it was the last one on the it was like 15 or 16 that got chosen, and I was like 16th in place, bro.
Well, one thing about you, bro, was, I mean, to be straightforward, you weren't that good at the time, but you worked hard. Like in conditioning, you were outrunning everyone and shit.
Yeah. There was another kid that would also do the same thing. Absolutely trash.
Yeah, I know
He was horrible.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna name drop, but
yeah.
you know, this guy was absolute garbage. Like he was trash, but
Outworked everyone.
he outworked everybody, bro. Like he would do the extra mile, he would do the extra run, he would do the extra burpees, he would do everything extra. Like he was always doing the most.
Yeah.
When it came time to play the game, you know, he was more of a support more than anything.
Yeah.
But I kind of learned that from him, bro. Like I would see him outwork everybody else, and I'm like, bro, well, you know, if I'm not gonna be that good at playing, then at least I want to be good at, you know, conditioning and being the best off of the court.
Yeah. I mean, it's just good for the team morale in general to have those people around, you know,
Absolutely.
like even if they're not the most talented, just to set the example for what the standard of hard work should be, you know.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
But going back to the story of how I scored on the wrong basket. So this particular game, I don't remember who we were playing, but I do remember that I hadn't ever played in a game. Like I wasn't starting five, so it wasn't like I was, you know, playing every single game.
Yeah.
So I remember that this particular coach, he's like, you know what, like we're gonna try to start subbing in some people to see how the dynamic works with different groups. And so I remember that he called on my name. He's like, yo, get in there, bro. I was 42, number 42. And so I get in there, bro. And one thing about me, and I know you know this too, was I was really good at rebounding.
Oh yeah.
Like that was just my bread and butter, bro. Like I would love to rebound and then just kind of go back up to the hoop. And so when you're playing in like PE, you know, usually you would do half court games.
Yeah.
So like if you got a rebound, like you would just go back up and no problem. So I don't know what happened, bro, to be honest. Like it's a blur, but I do remember that I went up for the rebound. I really didn't think about it, bro. And I just went up and I made a basket. And I was so excited, bro. Like I was like, like, you know, I was so excited. I was like, this is my first points of the game, bro. And I remember no one else was cheering. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is no one else cheering? Like we just made a bucket, you know? And then I just see coach like this, bro.
Was it a
like
close
this.
game or was it like a blowout?
Nah, it was a blowout. We were getting blown out, bro. I mean, pause. But yeah, bro, it was a blowout. It was a terrible game. Like we were losing, but you know that didn't help at all. You know, it's like now they got an extra point from our own teammate.
That's crazy.
You know, so I remember I looked at coach. He was so disappointed. He called a timeout immediately.
He took you out.
Immediately, bro. Like, bro, and it's crazy because I didn't touch a ball until like maybe 4 or 5 games later, bro. Like I was on the bench for 5 games, bro.
That's wild.
You know, like, and it was so stupid. I was so pissed off. But yeah, I just really didn't think about it, you know, in the moment. But yeah, bro, that experience was, it was horrible. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, as a freshman, bro, like I got clowned on for the rest of practice, bro.
Oh,
like
man.
we would do like subtle games and stuff like that, or like pre games between our teams, and they'd be like, Josh, whatever you do, bro, remember your team. You're scoring on this basket. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, you know, but that's just how it is, bro. You know, but outside of sports, I didn't do any extracurricular activities. Did you do anything extracurricular? Because I know you didn't do sports, but did you do like any electives or anything in the freshman year?
I mean, Avid doesn't count. That's just like a class, right? I mean, I did yearbook my junior year. I hated yearbook, bro.
You loved yearbook.
No, I didn't. I hated that
I remember
shit,
you loved that, bro.
But no, other than that, nothing much. I didn't join any clubs or anything. Just sports were my life, bro. Anything that distracted from sports, I thought was a waste of time. So
yeah. What about your transition from freshman to sophomore? I know it's a blur, bro. It's been some time.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but I tried to switch schools.
You went. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did. That was sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure he won't mind me dropping his name because we're family. But I have an uncle that, Zach's my uncle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have an uncle that's my age. We just tell people we're cousins because we don't feel like explaining the story. But we're still tight. Like that's my brother. But we were super close during our childhood, and I wanted to go to school with him, and I heard the basketball program and stuff was a little better over at his school. It's a city over, so it's kind of a pain in the ass for my parents, but I convinced them to let me switch. And you know what, bro? Like, I didn't enjoy it there. I gave it like 2 weeks, and I hated it. But
you came right back, I remember.
I did come back, but the stereotype of Victor being ghetto, like, I think I got so used to that, bro. Like, that's just what I grew up around. We grew up in Victorville. We grew up going to the Victor Valley Union schools. That when I switched to a school that was supposedly better or more high class, I hated it, bro. Like, I had a hard time fitting in.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like,
how come? Was it the environment, the people?
Yeah, I'd say the people, and I don't know. It just felt like too serious, I guess. Like, I felt like I couldn't be myself there. Especially because I was still taking honors classes there. I took honors classes at Victor, but the honors classes there are like a whole nother level.
Were they
like
significantly harder?
You have like Elon Musk's and shit in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
God.
I was like, I'm not a fan of this. I feel like people in here aren't going to get my sense of humor. No one listens to the same music I listen to. No one wears the same shoes that I wear. So it was just things like that. Like I just really
So you just felt like an outlier, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you gave it, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, a good 2 weeks, and then I switched back.
You came back?
Yeah.
You know what's funny, bro? I think that I always wonder, like, had you stayed, I don't know if we would have the same friendship that we do now, bro.
Probably not. I mean, we did get pretty close towards the end of freshman year, but
yeah. Yeah, because I remember you told me, like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna leave next year.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of bummed out because even then, bro, like, I didn't have too many friends, so you were kind of one of my only friends, and so I was like, damn, like that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So when you came back though, bro, that was so dope.
Bro, sophomore year, we had all the same classes, bro.
Bro, literally, bro,
Yeah.
literally all the same classes. That's what made it even more fun.
I remember first period math class, right? That was like my first class back. And then, bro, at the end of the semester, the teacher gave a speech. Like, you know how teachers give awards to certain students?
Yeah.
The teacher's speech was literally, because she gave me an award. I forget what the award was for, but this was exactly her speech. When this student first joined the class, he started school a few weeks late. I was a little skeptical about him because of who his best friend was. But he proved me wrong throughout the semester. He's worked extremely hard, so I'm going to grant Vincent this award.
Same teacher that gave me an assigned C for all 3 years.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm like, bro, you don't have to shoot shots at my friends to give me my award. That's crazy.
Damn, bro. I don't even think I got an award that year.
No, you didn't.
I didn't, bro. I just got freaking shots at.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah, but first period was math. I don't remember the schedule, bro. It's so kind of blurry.
We had chemistry. We had English for sure. That was with
English.
the non-binary teacher that we talked about in the last
That was
episode.
sophomore year?
Yeah, that was sophomore year.
Okay, I remember. I'm recalling.
Yeah.
Is that when we had homerooms? Did we have homerooms in sophomore year, or was that junior year?
I don't remember, bro. It might have been
JOT
junior
or
year.
JST?
I think it was junior year.
Junior year, okay, yeah. Because sophomore year, bro, that was fun. I remember we did have AP classes, though.
We did,
So,
yeah.
how was your experience with the workload and stuff that we would have?
Well, sophomore year, I think we were only allowed to take one, and that was Euro, if I recall correctly. Because it was
Sophomore?
junior and senior year was when you were allowed to stack.
I think honors was...
Yeah.
'cause we did have an honors
yeah,
ELA class.
yep.
We had an honors math class or whatnot.
You know, bro, sophomore year was tough coming back. Just starting 2 weeks late, bro, it took a long time to get my grades to bounce back. I've always been an A and B student. That was the standard my dad set for me. Like, C's were unacceptable. B's were fine. A's are great, of course. But, like, my parents were on my ass because it took me a while to get my grades from basically starting with straight F's. And it took almost to the end of the semester to get up to B's.
I kind of hate that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I think that if you're starting in the middle of freaking like 2
Yeah,
weeks,
like
3
it's not
weeks
like
in,
I
like,
decided
why?
to stay home 2 weeks more for summer. I was at a
Exactly.
different school.
And you're like
so,
all behind. But
Yeah.
so that was our. Is that the year that you broke your leg? 'Cause
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get
sophomore
there
year?
because
Okay.
let's start with this and then we'll get into
Gotcha.
basketball
Yeah, yeah,
season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the AP Euro class was the one AP class that we had. I think that the workload for that class was a little bit strange for me because
Yeah.
remember, bro, I went from taking regular classes to honors classes to AP.
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand the workload, and I was kind of frustrated. I remember being frustrated, bro, because we would get so much work for this stupid class.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm gonna tell a funny story about AP Euro specifically. Well, there's a few, bro. There's so many stories about AP Euro, but this one in particular. So I remember that we had to learn the map of Europe.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things, and we would take a quiz on this every week. Okay, bro. So I remember that the first week. I don't think you were there yet. I think because you were in the other school. But
Yeah.
the first week, bro, we were taking a test, and she wanted us to take a test before even looking at the map, right? So. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know
Just gotta
why.
put China on there.
No, I didn't even
Okay.
do all that, bro. I remember that I had just gotten a phone back in my freshman year. And so I remember filling out the map, bro, and I didn't want to feel stupid. Like I didn't want to feel like I didn't know what I was doing, right? And so I remember having my phone out. Like we weren't supposed to, of course, but I had my phone out, right? And I'm filling in the map because I looked up a Euro map and I'm like, "Oh, this is freaking I don't even
Easy.
remember. I remember, yeah." And so I'm doing this, right? And then I look up, bro, and the teacher is right here, literally looking at me, bro, like with my phone in hand, right? My phone's in hand, bro. And then she's like, wow. She's like, it looks like you know a lot of the AP Euro map. I don't know what it was, bro. I don't know if she was trolling. I don't know if she didn't see the phone, but she didn't say anything. She didn't call me.
Actually?
Yeah, she didn't call me out on the phone. And the phone was right here, bro. I was literally like this. And she was like, wow, it looks like you know a lot of the AP, like the Euro map. And I was like, yeah, I've been trying. Like I knew I was taking AP Euro this year. I lied out of my ass. And yeah, she never mentioned it, bro. But that was just one of the few instances of AP classes, bro.
Okay.
And so I honestly, I don't remember why I did that. But
You know what my
Yeah.
best memory is in that class, bro?
okay, for what?
That year, Fortnite had just came out, right?
I know exactly what you're going to say, bro.
So I
Yeah.
remember Josh playing Fortnite in class. Teacher takes his phone. You had another phone.
Was it her? Or was it a sub? Was
no,
it her?
it was her.
It was her, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So teacher takes his phone. Josh, you can't play Fortnite in class, whatever. Josh pulls out another phone. I don't know where you got that other phone from. Starts playing again. She gets pissed, of course, when she catches him again. So like me wanting to be funny after that, I give Josh my phone. And he starts playing Fortnite on my phone. I don't even remember what she did after that, bro.
She just kind of left it, you know. She was like, you know what, like, well, I think we touched on it last week.
Yeah.
But Sam is my family, and so Sam was in that same class 4 years prior to me. So her having me in that class was like getting another Sam, bro.
Yeah.
And she was like, bro, like I already dealt with this. Like I'm not about to do it
There's
again.
another one now.
Exactly. And so here's the thing though. Most AP students don't behave that way.
Yeah.
And again, I don't really care. Like that's just how I was. I was never shy from being myself.
Yeah.
Any year of high school, I was always myself. I didn't really care what anybody, especially teachers, had to say, bro. I
Yeah.
did not care. But yeah, bro, I was just kind of, I was a kid, bro, you know? And I'd really, like, mind you, when I was in the regular classes, you could be on your phone all the time.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want because,
Talk over the teachers. Like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, I took a few regular classes.
Yeah.
I took a majority honors, but the few regular classes I were in, we didn't learn jack shit in those classes, bro.
You wouldn't do
the
anything.
teachers couldn't even talk. Everyone in the class
No.
was talking
loud,
over them.
rowdy. They would do
Yeah.
whatever they want. They had their phones out. Can we talk about that for a second, bro? Can we
Yeah.
talk about the difference between having a regular class and an
Oh, it's
AP
insane,
class?
bro. Yeah.
Because I remember, like I remember walking into a few regular classes just for fun.
Yeah.
I was that type of student. Sometimes I would skip class just to go to a different class. And you know about this, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so I remember going into a regular class, like it was like an English class, bro. And everybody was doing jack shit.
Yeah.
They were on their phones talking. Teacher was on their computer doing jack shit too. Like, why is that? Why is that, bro? Like, and is that a problem?
Well, to be honest, bro, like, like I said, I took a few regular classes. My senior year, I stopped giving a shit about school. I still passed, but I took regular math and regular English. I didn't take...
Senior year?
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
take AP English or AP Calc or whatever. I just took regular classes. those classes were harder to get a good grade in. Like, it's less work, but they were harder to get a good grade in than the honors classes. Why? Because the teachers just don't care. Like, they don't take as much time to explain as the honors teachers. It's just not as structured, and you don't learn. You don't learn in those classes. So when you get the work and you have to turn it in, you do worse on tests. And in my mind, it's like, this is an easier class. I should be performing better. But when you're not getting the support and structure from your teacher, then...
Yeah, just kind of textbook. That's it.
But that's kind of a result of the students, too, though. Because I would get pissed, too, if I was a teacher. I was sitting up there and I couldn't even get a point across without kids yelling and, throwing paper airplanes.
At some point, you give up. As a teacher. But I think... particularly in the grades aspects, they were a lot more lenient too, though.
Yeah,
I feel like if you told them, like, hey, can you get my grade up? Like, they would genuinely do it. Like, they would just...
The honors teachers?
No, the regular teachers, bro.
Not necessarily, bro.
I don't know, bro. I'm sure there's not... I didn't take too many classes.
Bro, I took AP English my 11th grade year, and English was my favorite subject, actually. I really enjoy writing, but... I got good grades on those essays. I actually got the Shakespeare Award for Best Writer in the class. And then senior year, when I do the regular English class, I've never had more red marks on an essay in my life, bro. Which that teacher actually made me a better writer, so I appreciate her method of grading. But yeah, it's like, why am I getting graded more harshly in a regular class? Maybe that's an exception, because exceptions don't disprove the rule. But it was interesting to find that I was graded more strictly in a regular class than an AP class.
That is interesting, bro. Yeah. Wow. Transitioning from sophomore to junior year, I think that was a year where I took the most AP classes.
Yeah.
But prior to that, before we move forward, you also took the AP test, the Euro test from 10th grade, right?
Yeah.
Did you pass that, bro?
Bro, I don't remember. I know I passed, I might have. If I did, it was a 3. But I don't remember, to be honest. I know junior year I passed U.S. history, I passed English, and then senior year I passed AP government, I passed AP econ, and I think those were all the AP classes I passed. But
you want to know how many I passed, bro?
How many?
None.
Not even environmental?
No, you know what? I'm lying. I did pass. But I did not pass environmental.
Really?
I passed Spanish.
Oh. Oh, do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they let me take the test without taking the class.
Okay.
Because I was already a Spanish speaker.
Yeah.
And it was funny because that was the only one that's the only thing that I passed.
Yeah.
Did it translate to any credits in college for you?
Bro, it was actually useful. Like, it saved me from a few classes that I would have had to take. Yeah. Like, I didn't have to take a history class in college because I passed 2 years worth of history. Okay. Yeah, so it helped. It was helpful.
That's good, bro. Yeah. I think talking about, do you before we move forward, do you want to talk about how you broke your leg?
Yeah, let's talk about sports a little more.
Sophomore year. Yeah.
Sophomore year was my first time being on the basketball team, and I did want to say, before we even get into this, something that was very disappointing about our high school sports experience was we had a different coach all 4 years, bro.
That was horrible.
There was a few coaches I liked, a few coaches I disliked, but the ones I liked, I wish we could have stuck with a little longer. Like this coach sophomore year that we had, I actually really liked him. So,
he ended up moving up north or something, right?
Yeah, like his wife got a better job at a college or something, and he moved. Yeah, but sophomore year, we were on JV. Most sophomores were on JV. I don't even, maybe 1 or 2 sophomores made varsity, but you had to be like an absolute baller to make varsity as a sophomore at our school.
And even then, even as a sophomore, you were kind of most of the time on the bench.
Yeah.
Because you had the seniors and the juniors actually playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember one thing I didn't like about high school basketball was having to play center, because all my life I grew up playing guard, playing small forward at the biggest, but I was the tallest player in our school, so I had no choice.
Yeah, bro, and that's the thing. I think if we would have had a coach all 4 years or all 3 years, they would have noticed that you're better at the shooting guard position than you are at that center.
Yeah, because I was tall. Like, I was 6'1", 6'2" at the time, but I was like 150 pounds at that height, bro. Like, I was a miniature man. Yeah. So having to go up against these 200-pound centers from Big Bear and all that stuff, like, I was a starting center to start the season, and then slowly coach started switching rotations. So things, I think both of us still got solid playing time throughout the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still like the way they ran that offense. We're running the triangle offense, bro. A high school junior varsity team running the triangle offense that
horrible, bro.
That the 2010 Lakers and the 1996 Bulls ran. What was coach thinking?
I don't know. He had faith in us, a lot of faith in us.
That's crazy. It was a very robotic offense. Like, we could only run certain plays. You weren't allowed to shoot unless it was in the playbook. It was stupid. But
very, very transactional.
Yeah.
But Do you remember how we used to travel to different schools?
Yeah.
Bro, that was one of the
fun.
funnest things for me,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
Because you would literally be able to go to different high schools, bro.
Yeah.
And one thing that I did enjoy was every single school had their own snack bar, and they all had different like stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And so I remember my favorite place to get snacks from was Granite High School, bro. Their nachos, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they were so good.
I remember I got tossed from a game at that school. You remember that?
You gotta, bro. You did.
Yeah.
At Granite.
Yeah, I got ejected.
That was stupid.
Yeah, bro, some kids smacked my glasses off, right? Like when I was going up for a layup or something. So on the other end, like when we get to I had the ball, like I was going out of bounds. He pushed me, so I give him a bump back, and then the ref kicks me out and doesn't do anything to the other kid. And then the coach didn't even see what I did. So he was just like, what, you got kicked out for doing nothing? I was like, yeah, coach, what the fuck? And in reality, I did like elbow him, but yeah.
Didn't the coach stand up for you though?
He did.
Yeah, because I mean he didn't see what happened.
Yeah, did he get a tech too?
He got a tech for you, bro. Yeah, that shit was funny because he's like, "Why is he? What are you doing? He did nothing."
Yeah.
And then the ref is like, "Bro, that was hilarious.
It was.
That was funny, bro." But
Well, let's get to the point. Sophomore year, I broke my leg. It wasn't even in a game, bro. The bus, we had a game at Barstow that year, which is one of the farthest schools from our school that was in our league.
30, 40
Yeah, about
minute
a
drive.
40-minute bus drive. And coach took us to eat before the game.
Outlets.
Yeah, it's like, here, there's like 3-4 food spots here. Eat wherever the fuck you want. Be back at the bus at this time. So we were running kind of late. I just remember running back to the bus, and I just like completely snapped my ankle in a crack on the road. And to be honest, bro, it didn't hurt that bad in the moment. Like I got back up and kept running back to the bus. Like we gotta get there on time before coach leaves without us. So I get back to the bus. All of a sudden, it just starts throbbing. I'm just trying to tough it out, not thinking much of it. I'm still thinking I'm gonna play in the game. So we go into the locker room. I changed my shoes because I had like running shoes on at the time. I got to switch into my game shoes. And I look at my foot and the shit's like this big,
swollen.
bro.
I remember
Yeah.
it started swelling up in the bus.
Yeah.
I remember it was swollen. I was like, "Bro, your shit's getting fucking swollen."
Yeah, bro, there's a video of you clowning me. You're like, you broke your ankle. Not knowing that it was
I did not know that he
broken.
broke his ankle actually at that time. I was just trolling.
Yeah, because it was stupid how I heard it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like running in the parking lot, really.
I thought you just had a rolled ankle.
Yeah.
You know, and I was trolling. I was like, "You broke your ankle."
Yeah.
Whole video, bro.
But then, yeah, I couldn't play the game because it got to a point where I couldn't walk. I show coach what happened, and he's like, yeah, man, just ride the bench for this game. And then I tell my dad, and my dad's pissed. He's like, oh, why did coach not call me? My dad drives all the way out to Barstow to pick me up and take me to the hospital.
I remember he was pissed.
Yeah, he was
bro.
pissed.
He was pissed.
He's like, your foot's that big and your coach didn't call me.
Bro, your dad was pissed.
Yeah,
bro.
he was.
I do remember. I think if I'm not mistaken, that might have been one of the first few times I ever met your dad.
Yeah, it might have been.
And so seeing your dad absolutely furious, bro,
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro. I don't know if you were gonna get your ass beat or if you were gonna get
He
like,
wasn't mad at me.
He was mad at the coach, I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah.
Going to the hospital. What happened? I didn't.
Well, we
really-
actually didn't go that same night. We went the next morning. My dad's like, let's not spend hours in the ER. Let's make an appointment with the actual foot doctor. And they happened to get me in the next morning. And yeah, they confirmed
Solid.
it was broken. So yeah, I was on crutches for like 4 months, bro. Like January through April.
horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible, bro. Like it wasn't until the end of the year, the
Yeah.
school year, where you actually got off the crutches.
Yeah.
One of the things I did. Okay, this sounds horrible when I say it like this, but like one of the things that I enjoyed when you had crutches
Getting
was
to the front of the lunch line.
getting to the front of the lunch
Yeah,
line.
bro. We'd have to leave class, or we'd get to leave class early, and just me and him.
10, 15 minutes, bro.
I got to pick someone to help me around the school, so we'd be able to roll in the class late, no problem. Walk out early, no problem. Get to the front of the lunch line.
No
So
problem.
those times are cool, bro. One time when I had the walking boot and the crutches, I went to Knott's Berry Farm with my mom and Zach, and we got to go to the front of the line on every ride.
Oh,
so
that's dope.
it's cool, bro. Like when you're injured, you get treated like a celebrity. When you're a kid,
Facts,
it's pretty
bro.
cool.
When you're a kid.
Yeah, when you're a kid.
When you're adult, no one gives a shit.
Yeah,
Okay?
facts, yeah.
If you broke it, fuck you. Like, sit your ass up. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Crutches? Grown ass man using crutches.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as a kid, you were, bro, celebrity.
Oh, yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's one of the things I did enjoy sophomore year, bro. Like we would every day, bro. We would get the best food. We would like, cause we were the first ones, bro.
Yeah,
So
like they would run out of certain stuff at a certain
yeah,
time.
exactly.
so-
And you had freaking. Here's one thing about high school, and I think this was everywhere in every high school, bro. You always had those kids that were like Sonic the Hedgehog trying to get to the front of the freaking
Yeah.
line, bro. I remember one time, sophomore year particularly, bro, before you broke your leg, I saw a guy, because we had stairs all over our school.
Yeah.
This guy in like 3 steps, bro. I don't know how the fuck he did it. This guy was running. He skipped like 5 steps, took a step, another 5 steps, bro. And he got ridiculous. You had the motherfucker was doing the Naruto shit. It was ridiculous. Yeah, bro. Like you would see some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But I really, bro, that was fun.
Yeah.
Although it was kind of fucked up, but it was fun.
Yeah. Well, bro, like breaking my foot is kind of when I started to fall in love with lifting weights. I mean, I've talked about this previously, like on my Instagram and stuff,
Yeah.
but just having no physical activity to do, I'm like, at the time, I'm like, bro, I love sports. Like, sports are my life. I got to do something physical during this time. So I just got into weightlifting, and it was obviously just upper body at the time. I can't do squats or anything with a broken foot. But yeah, that was kind of when I got into it. I mean, I didn't start making serious gains until a few years down the road, but that's where I started to.
So kind of blessing in disguise, you would say?
Yeah, I would say so.
Would you think you would have eventually gotten into weightlifting though?
I think so. With how small I was and
Yeah.
everything, yeah, it would have became
Fair
a need
enough.
eventually. And I was already kind of somewhat going before that. I remember my dad was the one that kind of got me into it at first. We would hit the gym here and there together, and he kind of taught me how to do the basic exercises. I mean, we would only do chests and arms. Dad, if you're watching this, we never did a back day, never did a leg day. But we did do quite a bit of chest and arms, so that was kind of my introduction to weights.
Okay.
Was with my dad, which
That's
I'm
cool, bro.
grateful for because he introduced me to it at a young age, which I think is important. But yeah, eventually I got into it on my own and just got going, and the foot injury was a big part of starting to take it serious.
Yeah, bro. Moving into junior year though, I think that's when we took a little bit more AP classes.
Yeah.
We had AP English. Did we have too many classes in junior year? I don't remember.
No, junior year we didn't have that many classes
I think we
together.
only had like Abbott together or something. Yeah. So I mean, even that, bro. Even though we would still spend time together during lunch or whenever we had an opportunity. I think this is when they introduced homerooms. So I remember when they first introduced homerooms, I would have a different homeroom every day, bro. I would just, bro, because no one would care.
Yeah.
And
You
let me
just go
tell, bro.
wherever.
Okay, let me tell you some bullshit, okay? Because my junior year, when we got the freaking homerooms, I remember being placed with the only girl that I had dated, bro, my ex. It was stupid, and it was the only class that I had with her, bro, and it was just so weird because we would have to stay there for like 15, 30 minutes, and I was just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I would hate that.
Like next to each other?
Yeah, bro, because that particular teacher had assigned seats.
Yeah. In homeroom?
Yes.
That's wild.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because we had like 12th to 9th grade. It was just a whole combination
Yeah.
of different people. But yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like about that year.
You know what sucked, bro? I don't know if you ever had this, but have you ever had a teacher that you would have their class and then their same homeroom right after, and they would use the homeroom as an extension of class?
Oh, no.
That happened to me my senior year with math, bro. I've hated it. I'm like, it's technically not even allowed, but the teacher would do it anyway.
Yeah.
Bullshit, bro.
Fuck, so like extra 30 minutes of learning?
Yeah.
That's so whack,
Yeah.
bro. That's horrible. No, my homeroom teacher, bro, was like a really old lady. And she was very strict. And I don't know why, bro, but we all had assigned seats. But the reason we had assigned seats was because there's only like 15 students, bro. There wasn't that many students.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to make sure that everybody was under control and not fucking hoarding around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, out of all the seats she could have chosen, bro, she put me right next to the one that I didn't want to sit next to. Yeah, bro. Anyway, did you play sports? Also, we did play sports in junior year, right?
Junior year, yeah.
How was your return, like going back from an injury to actually being able to play now? Did you get more time?
Yep. Well, I was a little stronger for sure because the lifting weights definitely paid off.
Yeah.
But yeah, my foot healed up really well. So
I don't think we played together that year.
Did you play junior year?
I made the cut, but I ended up not playing. Like I ended up not doing the whole.
Yeah, because I don't remember much with you from junior year.
Yeah, because the reason I didn't play was because I made the cut barely, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe I was just not good at the sport, which is fine. Like, you know, I enjoyed the sport. I really liked the sport.
Yeah.
But I feel like, again, since we had different coaches, they didn't really get an opportunity to actually see what we were good at. Because if anybody knows, bro, like they would have put me in center position.
Yeah.
And we would have freaking got all the boards all day.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't do that. They would put me like a power forward, shooting guard. It was stupid. Like, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember that I was like, I'm not going to, because the previous season, I was just kind of on the bench, bro.
Yeah.
And although I did enjoy the snacks, I did enjoy, you know, going in and about, bro. Because before the games, bro, or after the games, like you were able to do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
So I would go on campus. I would meet new people.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. I remember like back then, like I would try to meet like a girl from that school and like let them know like, oh yeah, I'm going to your school, like we should hang out. And so like every school we would go to, I was hanging out with a different girl, bro, for fun, bro. So like technically I had a girlfriend in every high school, which is funny, but I remember I didn't want to have that same experience. So I was like, you know what, like I'm not gonna do it. But I did do tennis. I did do tennis my junior year.
Okay.
I loved it, bro.
You were a monster at
dude,
tennis.
I love tennis, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, tennis was fun. I remember that's where I got super close with one of our friends. Yeah, he was cool, bro. That's where I met him. That's where I got super tight with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, that was kind of again, junior year is kind of a blur for me, bro. So that's why I really remember.
Yeah, I do remember basketball. I started the year on varsity, on the bench on varsity, and I eventually got pissed. I'm like, bro, like I'm here, I'm on the bench. Yeah. And same thing, like change of coaches. But we did have one specific coach that year that I really liked. It was the conditioning coach. I don't want to drop his name, but I'm sure you know. Yeah,
you did the summer conditioning too.
Yeah, it's only the conditioning coach. He was an asshole, but he believed in me, and I really liked that coach. Like he advocated for me to be on varsity. He saw that I was almost dunking, so he would stay with me after practice to help me work on dunks and stuff like that. So he was a really cool coach. That was the only coach throughout high school I felt like really understood my game and believed in me. But again, he wasn't the head coach, so he couldn't do anything about it when it came to the lineup and stuff. But eventually I just got pissed because I was behind two other centers that coach straight up said, oh, these guys are seniors, so they're inevitably going to get more minutes than you. It's their last year. I'm like, bro, they're not good. Like, come on now, we're losing. They're not good. So I just asked if I could go down to JV. I'm like, coach, I want to at least play. Like, I'm just wasting my time sitting on the bench on varsity. And he's like, oh, you shouldn't see it that way. You're around all this competition and you're going to be so good next year. I'm like, I'm a junior, bro. Like, I have one more year after this. I don't want to spend my whole junior year on the bench. Like, that's stupid. So I went down to JV. JV was horrible. Like, to be straight up, like that coach just wasn't good at all. And I wasn't getting minutes on JV because coach would like see. He had this weird thing where he didn't want to play like big men in the lineup. He thought we were like the Warriors or something, and he would play small ball. And yeah, it made no sense.
Absolutely fucking destroyed.
Yeah, so he would look at the other team, and then a logical coach would be like, okay, we have a 6'2" guy on JV. We're gonna use him against a smaller team. But he was like, no, we're gonna match the lineup that they have. Yeah, it made no sense. Yeah, but I got hurt that year again. I tore my groin muscle.
Oh god.
Yeah, and I got hurt in practice because of that coach. Because we were doing like dumbbell deadlifts, but like a deadlift, you're supposed to go down the front, right? He had us going down from the side, and super heavy weight. And I just remember like my groin popped. And I went to the athletic trainer, and even she was like, "Why were you guys doing the exercise like that?" I'm like, "Beats me." Like, I'm a kid, and I know that that's not how it's supposed to be, but he's the coach, so, yeah. But anyways, I couldn't play the rest of that year.
A lot of favoritism that year, too.
Absolutely.
That's another reason why I didn't play.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy basketball in high school, but I still always loved basketball. Like, I love pickup games. I love playing at the local gyms, but...
There was an elective that year. There was a 6th period basketball. Bro, I tried it for a little bit. I had to get out of it because eventually, I don't remember what happened, but that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
That was freaking
But
fun.
in season, coaches just use it as an extra hour of practice.
Yes.
Bro, junior year basketball was a grind, bro, because we had 6th period basketball, which was, like 50 minutes? Then, we had 2 hours of conditioning, an hour in the weight room, an hour on the track, and then a 2-hour practice. So it was literally 5 hours of hooping every day.
Yeah, bro.
It was insane, bro. I mean, it taught me work ethic, so I'm not going to say I regret it, but I think that's part of the reason why we weren't winning games. We were so exhausted.
So all worked.
Yeah, we weren't recovering.
Yeah, I remember I dropped out because I was just, one, there was a lot of favoritism. 2, I wasn't getting any minutes, and I was like, you know what, bro, like, I'm not going to waste my time.
I could see why anyone would feel that way because it's like you're putting in 5 hours of practice a day just to ride the bench. It's stupid.
Yeah, ridiculous, bro. But tennis was fun, bro. I do remember since we had already been to different schools, I already knew what the experience was like, bro.
Yeah.
Now with tennis, it was a little bit different because it was outdoor, so they didn't have like the food bar that year. So I was very upset about that because we didn't have a food bar at the tennis place. But what I did enjoy was that when you didn't have your games, you can kind of do whatever you wanted. That coach was super cool, bro. The tennis coach was cool, bro. Yeah. I love the tennis coach, and that's the reason why I came back my senior year. But yeah, bro, I remember. There was a particular time where we went out to Granite, bro. It was Granite, and tennis isn't really a physical like one-on-one where you're like kind of trying to compete for the ball. No, like it's kind of like you're separate, but you're trying to compete from far off, right? So it's very hard for people to get angry at you. So it's not like as physical as I would say basketball is. I remember this particular game. We were doing doubles, so you would have two people playing with two people. Bro, the entire match, bro, the other team was just talking shit to me and my partner. Talking shit, bro. And bro, you knew me, bro. Like at first, like I thought they were joking. I was like, yeah, cool, whatever, yeah, whatever, yeah, whatever. But it got to the point, bro, where it got under my skin, bro. And I remember I told one of the kids something, and this guy threw his tennis racket at me, bro.
What?
He threw from across the whole thing, bro. Threw his tennis racket at me, and I was like, bro, what?
There's no refs in tennis?
No, like you have to be civil and literally keep score. Like between like you don't have anybody moderating.
How does that work?
Well, you have to be like you have to moderate. Yeah, you have to moderate. So like, oh, next this was yours. It was out on you. It's our ball, etc. Anyway, bro, I was so pissed, bro. I broke this kid's racket, and then the coaches ended up coming. Both his coach and our coach. He ended up coming, and then they were like, "What happened? Why is his tennis racket broke?" And I was like, "Oh, he launched it because he got really mad, and when it fell down, it broke." It did not break, but I broke it, bro. I broke it on purpose. But like, why would you launch it at me, bro? Why would you hit me with your freaking racket?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just stood out from junior year from tennis. But I do remember I did an elective. I was in drama junior year as well.
Yeah.
You didn't do any elective, like after school program, anything like that?
No, just yearbook.
Just yearbook?
Yeah.
After school?
No, well, we would have to stay after school to do like interviews and stuff. But
whack.
yeah, I hated yearbook, bro.
Why? Can you tell us why you didn't like yearbook?
Well, I was never really like a socially outgoing person in the first place, so maybe I needed to take it more serious to get me out of my comfort zone. Maybe it would have been beneficial. But the teacher was just, I don't know, I didn't really like his style of pushing people to get stuff done.
Oh.
Yeah, he was just kind of an asshole about it.
He was, bro. I remember him.
Like, I remember one day, like, I was wearing a Nike shirt, and he's like, "Oh, Vinny, have you gotten these done yet?" And then I was like giving him a reason why I haven't yet. I'm like, "I play sports, this and that, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, you like Nike, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Just do it." That.
Just do it.
Just imagine a big bald guy in your face. Just do it.
Yeah, bro. This guy, bro, mind you, I mean, I don't care, bro. This guy had the bushiest eyebrows, bro, and he was no hair up top, bro. So it would stand out, you know, and he would look at you, big white eyes, bushy eyebrows, bro. Just do it. Oh my God, bro, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed my elective. I think that's when I started drama. A lot of socializing. I just got lucky with the role that I got, bro. Because I remember we did a musical. Did you end up going to that musical? Did you watch that musical, bro?
In the Heights?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that one.
How was it from your perspective? Because that's one thing, bro. As a performer, you're never gonna be able to see how you perform.
Yeah. No, you carried, bro. It was fire.
It was, bro. I love that freaking musical, dude.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite experiences. The whole idea. Well, here's the thing, bro. In basketball, I wasn't that great, and I felt like I wasn't really noticed.
Yeah.
But in drama, bro, I was goated. Like everybody's like, every time I would walk into the room, bro, like, oh, that's JP. Like, yeah, he's the top of freaking performer. He's like the best.
Yeah.
That made me feel good, bro. That genuinely made me feel good. And it wasn't for no reason. Like I was genuinely good at what I did.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't require too much practice or anything like that, but I would still do more than anybody else. And I learned that from basketball. Like I learned the work ethic. And so even though I didn't need to do it, I was always there after. I was always there before. I was outperforming everybody around me. And so I guess that's what kind of gave me a competitive edge. But I just genuinely enjoyed doing drama. Only that year, only that musical. Because come next year, they wanted me to do another drama, another musical, but I didn't get the main role. And I was like, if I'm not going to get the main role, I don't want to do it. Yeah, selfish, but I don't care. Looking back, I'm glad that I didn't do it. Because I went to the same thing and I was like, this is trash. Mine was better.
Yeah, and then they started treating you very differently when you didn't want that.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, it got so bad that I ended up even dropping the class, bro. Yeah, so junior year, great. So senior year, not so great. But yeah, bro. What about senior year? Transition to that a little bit. Bro.
Yeah, well, senior year, I pretty much said forget sports.
You didn't play that year, huh?
No, I played in a league, and I had the time of my life, bro. Like, playing in a league outside of school, I had a blast.
How was your experience with that?
Bro, I averaged like 18 points per game in that league. Had a few triple-doubles. We won the championship, so it was cool, bro.
Russell Westbrook.
It finished right before COVID, too. Like, literally March 13th or whatever was a championship game, and then after that, like, no sports for quite some time.
That's
But-
literally when they canceled school,
Yeah,
March
but
13th.
let's start from the beginning of senior year, and then
Yeah.
we'll get to COVID.
Did you go to Senior Sunset?
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't go to Senior
Uh-uh.
Sunset. Why?
Well, sunset,
Sunrise. Sorry.
sunrise. No,
Sunrise, sorry.
I don't remember why I didn't go, but I didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I went to Senior Sunrise,
Uh-huh.
and it was also the first day of school.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the first day of school mixed with Senior Sunrise. But you would get there like an hour earlier than school started, so
Yeah.
you can enjoy the sun. I remember that, bro, Angels jersey on, had some fresh new jeans that I had just bought.
Yeah.
Literally, bro, during sunrise, my pants ripped.
What?
I don't know. I think I was trying to do something stupid, and I tried to stretch or something, or I tried to jump off the freaking, because it was in the field, the football field.
Yeah.
We were in the bleacher area, and I don't know what I did, bro, but I just remember getting a fat chair right in the middle of my jeans, bro. And I had to walk around with my backpack in front of me, like, for an hour or two.
Was it in the front or the back?
It was the front, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I think it got caught in the fence.
Oh.
And then that's how it ripped, because they
Yeah.
were brand new, bro. Anyway, so I remember I was walking around with my backpack in front of me, bro, on the phone. I have a whole picture of that, bro. It's me on the phone with my picture, with my book bag in front of me, on the phone, calling my mom to bring me some more jeans, bro, because they had just ripped. So that's how freaking sunrise went. But that was really cool. I think senior year, bro, was a blast for me. But I want you to tell me your experience. How was your experience senior year? Talk to me a little bit.
Yeah, well, senior year was, I think, when I started to really wake up to what the school system actually is and realize that it's not what I wanted to follow long term.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in a bad way, because if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something, then of course you should follow the school system to get you to where you need to be. But I had known at that point that that's not what I wanted. I kind of knew I wanted to go a more abnormal route. I wasn't exactly sure what yet. I think at the time I was really into videography, so I kind of wanted to go that route with films and
You did YouTube that year, no?
yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me. Yeah.
Dang, this is a whole other thing we could get into. I started doing YouTube like freshman year, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, we can
Dang.
touch on it.
Yeah, we just skipped a whole chapter of my life.
Yeah. Well, I thought you started sophomore or junior year, but you actually did start freshman
Yeah,
year.
I started freshman year.
Let's get into that, bro.
Yeah, I would do basketball videos. I would do videos with my uncle Zach and stuff like
Challenges,
that. Yeah,
challenges,
we
few
would do
one-on-one
stuff like
basketball.
that. Yeah, I mean they were terrible videos, but we were kids. They were fun to make. At the end of the day, when we went on like our family vacations, I would vlog them. You absolutely can't go and watch them now. Everything's unlisted, but
Bro, yeah.
yeah, but it was something I genuinely enjoyed. I enjoyed filming. I enjoyed editing the videos. I liked watching other YouTubers that were successful. I had millions of subscribers in my free time.
Yeah.
Sports YouTubers, vloggers, basketball players, all that stuff. It was cool. So,
Reactions.
yeah, it was something I was passionate about at the time, sports, and then just documenting the life of an athlete I thought was pretty cool. So
One thing that I did enjoy that you did was the reactions to different music. Just because to people it was so weird having a kid react to old music.
yeah, I started doing
They
that
did
after
so,
high school.
bro. They did so
but
well.
They did.
Dude,
yeah.
those videos did so well. And I'm kind of pissed off that you couldn't monetize on that because,
Yeah.
some videos did, bro, fantastic. You got a few thousand freaking views, bro, like,
Yeah.
or if not more.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, bro. So a little bit more about YouTube. Talk to me.
Yeah, as far as I remember, up until about senior year, it was just the basketball and challenges and stuff like that.
Chains.
Yeah. That was after high school too, bro.
That was after high
Yeah.
school, I remember.
But I didn't really take it too serious. I think we had a few one-on-one videos, but I just enjoyed it. I didn't expect to get famous or anything off of it. I just really enjoyed cameras and editing and all that stuff. So at the time I was thinking I was going to go into videography or maybe become like a professional video editor. I was interested in making like documentaries and stuff at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, to tie more into it, we're going to have to transition to college, so we'll save it for that.
College
But,
/ COVID. So
yeah, because my perspective on it kind of changed once I entered the real world and wasn't just a high school kid. But senior year, I remember I did a few vlogs at the school and stuff, and everyone loved it 'cause, everyone wants to be a part of anything that's going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't say I was the most popular kid, but I had a little bit of fame to my name around the school because of the YouTube videos, even though they weren't that great. But,
Yeah.
I was making YouTube videos at the school, so
cool, bro.
people caught on and would recognize it.
That's dope. I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we touched base on that, bro, because that's super important.
Yeah.
But senior year, tell me more. How was that experience overall?
Yeah, well, like I said, I passed all my classes, but I stopped taking school as serious. I started focusing more on things.
Is that why you
outside
took
of-
regular classes?
Yeah.
You were like, ah, fuck
Yeah,
this.
well,
Like, why am I doing
exactly. Yeah,
AP,
like
bro?
I'm not gonna stress myself out.
Yeah.
I had already had well, we had to choose our college by like October, so
Yeah, that's true.
it's like if I'm already in a college, like unless you completely flunk, they can't really drop you. So I was like, I don't give a shit if I get some C's. Let me just get through senior year and
Get my credits and
yeah,
go.
exactly. But I did fine. I maybe got one C, and other than that, still A's and B's with minimal effort. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. We got through it, and we had half of a senior year. We didn't get our full senior year, so
Yeah, kind of. March 13th was our last day of school.
Yeah.
Exactly that day, bro. Which it blew, bro. I kind of hate. I kind of wished we would have finished school, but before I get into that, my senior year was a blast, bro.
yeah,
And I did not give a shit about school. I did not care about.
yeah, me neither.
Like literally, like Vinny knows, the only class that I had that was a core class was that last sixth period with the teacher that didn't like me for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
I loved everyone, but hated
Loved
you
everyone,
for some
but did
reason.
not like. You know
Yeah.
what it was, and I was looking back. I was trying to think why.
Because you dropped out of his.
I dropped out of his psychology
Yeah,
class.
uh-huh.
To take a plus class.
Bro, sociology class was a blast, though. You would have been a monster in there, bro.
Yeah.
This teacher had a class where it was basically just open dialogue. Like, he would have a topic of the day, and the whole class would just, like, openly debate about it. It was fun. That class was a blast.
Man.
You would have loved it, but
You know, I bet I
understand,
would.
I understand why you went the other route, but...
I ended up doing kind of the same thing, but it was mostly just speaking in front of other people. But I think that because I ended up taking a plus class, and the whole purpose of plus was to be more involved with school, be a leader,
Yeah.
you know, kind of set the culture, set the standard for the new incoming freshmen. So I did make a change, bro. Like, at least for those kids that were kind of coming into school, and I did get the opportunity to be like the president, the plus president.
Yeah.
So that experience in and of itself was really cool as well, because you get a lot of perks, bro. You get to walk around, kind of not do anything, special events.
Yeah.
And so going back to what I did my senior year, bro, I didn't do anything. I didn't have any core classes. I had only electives except
Yeah.
for that last class, which was a government / what was it?
Econ. Yeah.
So literally, bro, my entire day, bro, I would go to school and I would just have fun. I remember I would bring snacks, bro, because I had two, and this wasn't even allowed senior year. You weren't allowed to be a TA for two teachers. I was the only kid, I was the only student that was a TA for two teachers. So I had a TA period, third period, fourth period, and then the first two were just electives. I think I took a music class. Like I took I think I did need to take a core. No, Avid. So it was like a music, Avid, two TA, and then I had
You didn't have
plus,
English?
Plus.
Okay.
I think it was English.
Okay.
I think I had English and government.
Okay.
Or econ.
Yeah. One thing that stood out to me about senior year was I started driving, and I was one of the only few in my friend group that would drive. So it was fun. Like,
That was
I
cool.
would take all the homies everywhere, like go hang out after school.
Did we ever go to the burrito place?
Burrito place.
Alasanes, did we ever go there?
We might have walked there a few times. I don't think we ever drove there.
We never drove there, huh?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, just being able to having the freedom to do whatever I wanted after school, like go to the gym. I was a few people's personal Uber, but I didn't mind because they were the homies at the time. So
One thing I also want to note about senior year was that I did an anthem for our school,
you did.
Apple
Yeah.
Jacks, and bro, that was freaking fun, bro.
This guy had all the clout in senior year,
Bro,
bro.
dude, come on, bro. And that's I'll get into it right now. That's another reason why I was so bummed out that school ended early.
Yeah.
Because, bro, my graduation would have been,
Insane.
bro,
Yeah.
legendary. It would have been legendary. No Rio the Young OG. Literally, bro. But that experience of making a song, bro, I did it because I wanted to. I didn't go with the intentions of it getting so much attention.
Yeah.
Because it got attention, bro.
Yeah.
Not only from our school, but from other schools. Every other school knew that this random kid made a song.
Yeah, it's the hate that drove up the numbers, honestly.
Yeah.
Because all the comments were from the rival school talking about you suck, the song's ass. The song was actually good. Like as a music critic at the time myself, the song was solid. Like it wasn't no random hopping on the mic, because that's what the other school did. They had some kid make a diss track on us back, and it was atrocious.
Horrible.
Like,
horrible.
Xbox mic. This guy
Yes,
actually
bro.
had a professional studio and everything. So.
Yeah, bro. So that was pretty cool, bro. That I really enjoyed that. I remember during the game, we lost that game so bad, bro.
Bro, it was like 77 to 7.
77. No, we didn't even score. It was 77-0. bro, I was like, dude, I look like a goofy.
They're actually good now, though. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
if
they
you've
won the
seen-
bell back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
our school is freaking crazy now.
Yeah.
You know, I think I dropped the song in the wrong era.
Yeah, but at the time we had lost like 8 years in a row or something crazy
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
Yeah, bro. So, I mean, the other school took it personal, bro, and they
Yeah.
dogged us 77 to zip. 77 to zip.
That's hilarious.
And I remember I went to that game, bro, and I remember that during halftime I performed the song.
Uh-huh.
I thought, dude, that was so cool, bro. That experience of hopping on the mic, bro, and just performing that song was cool as fuck.
Where your team's down 40-0.
I didn't give a fuck, bro. I didn't give a damn. I was like, we're coming back. I don't care. Like, it's only half the. We didn't, but you know, at least, bro, like it kind of got the morale up a little bit.
Yeah.
One thing that I will note that I enjoyed particularly, bro, was seeing one of my exes in the stands while I was performing, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit was fucking cool.
Uh,
I like, bro. It was cool.
No,
I liked
it's-
it.
yeah,
that was
I
fucking.
can
It was
see
fucking dope as
why.
fuck, bro. Yeah. So that experience was cool. I really liked that. Like I said, I was in drama, but I was like, fuck drama. And so now to kind of get into why I was bummed out. Do you want to add anything to that, bro?
No, that's pretty much it for me. Playing sports more recreationally outside of school and just having a good time, being able to have more freedom since I was able to drive and
Yeah.
hitting the gym more consistently, lifting weights and stuff too. So it was cool. It was a fun
We
time.
also, I don't know if you remember this, but we had just had a new addition to buildings that year. Our
Okay.
senior
Oh,
year.
yeah, we got it for 1 year.
Yeah, we got it for 1 year.
Yeah.
We basically strained a new building, and so my plus class was there, my drama class was there, one of my elective TA positions was there, bro. So I was in that building almost every day, all day.
Yeah.
So that building was cool, bro.
Yeah.
They also had an auditorium there
Yeah,
for the
drama.
which by the way I got robbed.
Yeah.
I got robbed of this senior performance, bro.
That
I
sucks,
lost
bro.
to an acrobatic dancer. I
Oh,
was
the talent show. I
Yes,
remember
bro.
that,
Remember
yeah.
that, bro? I mean, maybe it wasn't that great. I don't know. Maybe I didn't do good.
It was, bro. Like this guy had professionally recorded music, played the music video during his
Professionally
performance.
recorded too.
Yeah,
the
professionally
video.
filmed music video by Sam.
and did the live
Yeah,
performance.
and it's not like he lip synced. He went up there and actually performed the song with the music video playing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the judges were like, "Oh, it's a music video, so we can't give him the trophy." I don't know what their logic was, but
Yeah,
they gave
bro.
it to some guy doing stretches and yoga.
Doing abracadabra,
That's crazy.
bro. Horrible.
Yeah.
So I got robbed. That was one of the disappointments. The second disappointment was when school ended, because I had
absolutely.
been promoting my album, bro, from the time that we had the game till
Yeah.
now. And mind you, bro, I still had clout. Like I was still riding on that wave
Yeah.
of clout, bro. And back then, that was the SoundCloud era too.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of clout, bro. And so, yeah, bro. Something I didn't mention was, bro, the amount of people that knew me
Yeah.
was insane, bro.
It was, yeah.
And even then, bro, I would hang out with you, and I think you would notice, bro. We would have random motherfuckers come up to us.
Yeah.
Oh, JP.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck is this? You know, but yeah, I was disappointed, bro, because my album dropped on March 20th, and school got canceled literally the 13th. That bummed me out, bro. That
Yeah.
really sucked because we were kind of learning transitioning to Zoom, and I think that my music would have done a lot better had we
Yeah, if
finished
you were in school and able to promote it.
promote
yeah.
it, and get people to maybe we've done some more videos. We could have done a few things, which again I don't regret it, but that's something that did bum me out.
Yeah, you kind of started like a wave, bro, because a few people started doing music after you started doing it in
few?
school. And seeing that,
Yeah.
oh, you could put your music on SoundCloud, it could actually do numbers. And I don't know if kids still do that, but even for a few years after you were gone, because I was still a tutor at the school for a year or two after we graduated, and there were a few kids that were making music. So,
Bro, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that is true because I think a few years after graduating, I think our Avid teacher, she handed me information of one of the students there, like an Instagram or something, and he's like, oh, he wants to make songs with you, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check him out. But after dropping that album, bro, I kind of steered away from making music.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't want to do it anymore, bro. I was really bummed out. Zoom. How did you transition to Zoom, bro?
Well, I think the teachers stopped caring. I think the teachers didn't know what to do just as much as we didn't know what to do because there wasn't really a lot of effort put into the Zoom
Yeah,
classes.
yeah.
They kind of just looked at it as, this is it.
Yeah.
For the AP classes, they made sure we still took our tests and passed them, which was the easiest AP test we've ever taken in our life
Online,
those
bro.
years. Yeah.
Online, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate how it ended, but I guess an easy end to the school year. I mean,
Oh yeah, bro. After we got school canceled, bro, I did not do any work.
yeah.
Somehow I passed all my classes.
Well, bro, just like let's go back to March 13th in general. It was about to be spring break, so we were like, hell yeah, we get spring break a week early because initially they're like, oh, we're closed next week because of COVID. Like COVID was new at the time. No one knew it was going to turn into millions of cases allegedly.
Yeah.
And yeah, we
Album
never
dropped.
went back. Never
Album
went back
dropped.
to high school.
Album dropped Friday 20th,
Yeah.
literally before spring break.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Crazy.
Yeah. But after we got moved to Zoom, bro, I didn't do any work. And I passed all my classes with all A's too. I didn't know how. Well, again, it was all electives. It's like, how do I not pass?
Yeah.
I think the government class, I didn't even do work for that one, the econ class.
And you passed?
I didn't do shit, yeah. I was like, fuck this. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Tying into COVID, obviously we were robbed out of the end of our senior year, and boom, you're kind of just thrown into essentially adulthood at that time. How was that for you? Do you feel like you didn't get to transition from being a teenager to an adult properly? I feel like it messed a lot of people up. Like in some cases, maybe people say they didn't have time to finish being a kid, but some people I feel like never grew up, maybe because they didn't get that proper transition. So how would you say that affected you?
Not at all.
No?
I didn't have any. But here's the thing, though. I made sure to be a kid in school, bro.
Yeah.
If there was one thing, it was either being a kid or actually be super serious, which we didn't have the right people around us to be serious.
Yeah.
Because even then, bro, like, if we had any type of inspirational influence that would have even dictated us into, like, the entrepreneur side or just being disciplined overall, I think we'd be a lot further.
Yeah.
But I cannot say that I did not enjoy being a kid in high school, bro. I was a kid.
What do you think
Bro.
made you so rebellious as a teenager?
Bro, I don't like being told what to do. Even now, bro. Like, I hate when people tell me what to do.
Well, that's why we're entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah, like, I don't like being told what to do. And, I mean, you can tie this to how I grew up, maybe childhood, whatever. But
Yeah, but I think it's ingrained in some people's personalities. Like tying back to the sports thing, how I didn't want to play the wrong position or what I thought didn't fit me. I mean, you could say I was uncoachable, but even now, when I've had business coaches and stuff that try to tell me change this, change that, but I'm kind of set in my ways on some things. So I feel like maybe I'm just stubborn in general. That's just part of my personality,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but here's another thing, bro. I think people that are stubborn are also pioneers.
yeah,
Because
they trust themselves, right?
Yeah.
They trust that their way is the way.
100%. And I trusted myself 100%.
Yeah.
Had I not been this way, bro, I would have never had those amazing experiences in high school. I would have never been the main role to an amazing drama. I would have never done that song. I would have never performed. I would have never been the plus leader. I would have never done Avid. Like all these things that tie to my characteristics, I would have never done because that's just who I am as a person. So to me, bro, that transition really didn't shift anything. I was bummed out we didn't get a graduation, but who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah.
It's just what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I do remember that. Yeah, it was like, all right, cool, whatever, let's do it. I remember my first year of college was all online,
Yeah.
the entirety of it. So that was stupid.
Yeah.
I hated that, bro, because I did not take school serious the first year. Although I passed my classes, I BS'd everything, bro.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, senior year, I kind of knew that school was just freaking stupid and
For sure.
useless.
Yeah.
But that kind of tied everything together. I was like, bro, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wake up at 7 a.m. for an ELA class. I was like, fuck that.
Well, let's talk about that block before we jump into college from March of when high school ended to August or whenever when college started. Those 4 months felt like years, bro, waiting for stuff to open back up, But looking back, that was actually a good time because we got a lot of time, especially as teenagers being thrown into the world to kind of do some self-discovery. How did you utilize those few months of nothing going on in the world, just being stuck in the house?
Well, while people were stuck in the house, I was working.
Okay.
At this time, I was already 17, I think 18. I don't remember. I think
You had to have been 18,
18,
right? Because
yeah.
we had graduated already.
Yeah. So I was 18 years old, bro. I started working construction right away. And so from the time where
And jobs were still active during those months?
well, for construction, it's a lot different, bro, because you could do outdoor work.
Yeah.
And there's no, you can
there's
do...
no closed air or
exactly.
anything,
You're not inside a building with a bunch of people. You're doing work outside.
Yeah.
And so that's the type of construction that I got into. Roofing. Roofing, you don't really have to do indoor stuff. So that really didn't get affected. So from before going to college, right after March, bro, I went straight to work. I went straight to work in construction. And at that time, bro, believe it or not, for my age, I was making some pretty decent money. So I was kind of stacking up, you know.
Yeah.
Back then, I developed some vices. Bro, from when March ended to when school started, bro, I got so fat.
A lot of people did, bro, because there was nothing to do but sit in the house.
Exactly, bro. But me, it was like, bro, all I did was eat and work.
I remember I asked you, bro, like, how are construction workers? Because they're very active, but a lot of them are very overweight. But you're just eating bullshit all day while you're working,
Yeah, bro.
right?
Yeah, bro.
Drinking soda pops,
Coca-Colas,
burritos.
You know, imagine sitting down at a restaurant and eating a meal that's 2,000 to 3,000 calories, bro.
Yeah.
Your body's obviously
And
gonna
that's
accept
every day,
it,
huh?
and that's every day. You know, mind the chips, and you have another snack, and you have your second meal.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, I was probably consuming anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe 5,000 calories a day.
That's insane.
You know, how do you not gain weight like that, bro?
Yeah.
And so that's what it was for me, bro. I really didn't use that time to, you know, worry about school. I just worked.
Yeah.
I remember working, bro, and just getting paid.
Yeah.
I'd get some good money, and yeah, that was my
Okay.
block. What about you? What did you do with that time?
During that time was actually very important for me because that was when I really got into fitness.
Oh.
I remember the gyms were closed. I remember specifically the day In Shape closed, bro. Like, I was the only one left in the gym because I was so locked in that I didn't see everyone else had left. And then the manager comes up to me. He's like, hey, bro, we're closed. No one else is here. I'm like, my bad. I didn't notice. And then they didn't open again for months, if not a whole year. So my parents decided to invest in some home equipment just so we could do some stuff here. So we had basic stuff like dumbbells, a bench press, squat rack.
Yeah.
But bro, like just being dialed with that limited equipment versus the inconsistency
Gyms.
between basketball and lifting. Bro, I put on more muscle in those few months of just having dumbbells and barbells than I did with years of having actual gym access. So it just shows the consistency of being dialed in on,
Don't have a choice.
yeah,
It's
not
like-
having the best equipment, but you're consistent rather than you could have the best gym in the world, but if you're,
scattered everywhere.
yeah, scattered everywhere, you're not going to have great results. So
Wow.
yeah, that's when I kind of really started to fall in love with weights, show the difference that it can make, and actually started to see results. I mean, I benched my first 135 in that garage gym, probably hit my first 225 squat in that garage gym. So
Fire.
yeah, it was an important time for me. And during that time, I was just trying a bunch of different creative outlets, like really doing soul searching. Still doing the videos. That was when I got into the reaction channel.
Yeah.
So what I would do was I would react to like old school hip hop because at the time hip hop was all I knew. Now I'm branched into more different genres, but at the time hip hop was all I knew. So I'd listen to the old rap like Bone Thugs and Harmony, Biggie, stuff like that, and the videos would do numbers. I got like 10, 15K views on some
remember.
videos. Yeah.
I remember, bro.
Usually bad feedback because some of the music I didn't like, and the ones I didn't like, ironically, those videos would do the most numbers just because people would get pissed. They're
Facts,
like,
bro.
oh, how dare you talk shit about Eazy-E?
Yeah,
If he was
yeah.
alive, he would shoot your fucking brains out.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Like, chill. I'm like 17. I'm a 17-year-old kid.
I remember one particular video, bro. You were reacting. I don't remember the song. I don't remember
Yeah.
the album. I don't remember the artist. But I remember this is exactly what you did verbatim.
Uh-huh.
You were like, yeah, this is bad. Bro, that was the funniest shit. And I think that video did like 15,000 views. Bro.
Yeah.
And people were in the comments like, I think that was the video.
Might
It's like,
have
oh, why are you like talking shit? Like, this is a classic.
Yeah.
You know? Bro, but it's funny. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like having a kid react to old school
Yeah,
music
like
is
controversial.
unorthodox.
Stuff is what does numbers for sure.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, but regardless, like I had a little wave going at that time. Like I had a group of core fans that like really appreciated what I did, whether I liked the music or not, and we're always requesting like, hey, check out this album, check out this song. And had it not gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm a grown-ass man, I need to do something that actually makes money. Like, I really enjoy doing that, and I probably would have kept going. But unfortunately, you can't profit off of reaction videos because you're
Monetize it,
you're
right?
technically
Yeah.
stealing someone else's content for your benefit. So
I don't know if it's the same now because copyrights have changed, but
that's
not
true.
the point.
Yeah, like a lot of the creators ended up going like the Patreon route and stuff, where their subscribers have to pay them to see their content, which I get, but that kind of defeats the purpose of YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, eventually I backed away from that, and
You didn't go to college that first year, freshman year?
bro, that's a whole other story. So the college I chose was Chico State, right?
I remember.
Like 8 hours up north from where we live. And we were close to like opening day, but then there was like a COVID outbreak on campus. So understandably, my parents, like not knowing what was going on with COVID at the time, were like, I don't think it's best that you're 8 hours away when there's a COVID outbreak going on. And then I graduated at 17. So I'm a 17-year-old kid. I don't have much control. So I was like, okay, fine. So yeah, I came back and didn't go and started working. My first job was a dishwasher at a restaurant. Hated it.
How was that experience? Talk to me.
Bro, it wasn't the dishwashing itself that was bad. It was just having a boss that's never satisfied. And like other cooks and stuff that were there, they were all dishwashers when they started, and they were telling me like, oh bro, she's just doing that to see if you're mentally tough enough to get through the dishwasher phase and she'll promote you. But I just hated it, bro. Like I didn't want to go and be like miserable for 8 to 10 hours a day, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, after that I ended up leaving and finding a job at Amazon, which I stayed at for quite some time. But yeah, the dishwashing job was horrible. It was like if you finished too fast, she would look at them and be like, oh, they're not clean. But if you're taking too slow, she's like, oh, we got hungry customers, hurry the fuck up. So it's like you just couldn't please the boss, you know?
Horrible. Yeah.
And that's kind of another thing that clicked me into, I mean, I always knew I didn't want to be an employee forever, but it's like, okay, I got to become my own boss at some point because this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And it kind of teaches me, like, having bad bosses taught me how to not be a bad boss when I eventually have employees. So
That's good, bro.
yeah,
That's a good.
I think they're all necessary experiences.
My question, my second question is, so since you didn't go to Chico, did you end up doing like online school that year, or?
Well, I had to miss a semester, bro, because by the time like I had to back out, there was no, like you couldn't just apply for a school in August and get in, and I had already chosen to live on campus, so I couldn't just back out of those classes.
Oh my god, that sucks.
Yeah, so I didn't really provide an alternative, so I just backed out, and then I ended up committing to Cal State Channel Islands for spring. And then when that time had come around, things were mostly still online, so I decided to just do online for my first semester and stay home. But then the following fall was when I actually went onto campus and was able to take some in-person classes. So
It was the 2021 fall, right?
yes.
Yeah, bro,
absolutely.
that was insane. I remember visiting.
That was a
you
good
out there.
time, yeah.
That was a fantastic time, bro. Going out there, I visited you.
Yeah.
We went to the beach.
Yeah.
We shot around basketballs. I met your weird ass roommates.
Yeah.
I think you took me to the cafeteria. That was fun, bro. That whole school experience, dorming. How was your dorming experience, bro?
Well, okay. So my college experience was kind of bittersweet. I loved the idea of having the freedom. I loved the location that the school was in, 10 minutes from the beach. The school is in Camarillo, so it's like Ventura County. Yeah.
Beautiful
It's
place.
Camarillo, Oxnard, Ventura. That whole area is beautiful. I actually want to move back there one day. So I enjoyed the area. What I didn't enjoy was, of course, the academic aspect. We've already talked about that, so I'm not going to expand too much on that. But the dorming situation, I wasn't a fan of. Not going to a school that anyone else from high school had went to, I didn't have the opportunity to pick roommates. And they make you fill out this questionnaire to kind of give you the best match. Bullshit, I did not get the best match. So, I mean, these people definitely don't watch my videos, so I don't mind talking about this. But the roommate that I was paired with was a very, like, demonic person.
Oh, God.
Like, dark and I don't mean skin, I mean like soul. Like this guy
like
had
raw
like
XD,
yeah,
or?
this guy had like demonic drawings on his wall and would like wake up like cursing in the middle of the night in his sleep. And the bad thing was he never left the room, bro. Like had no social life, so like I couldn't ever just have the room to myself to just breathe or whatever. Like he was always there, never went out. Yeah. And then next door I had two other roommates. One I didn't hear much from, but the other guy had long hair, bro. And kid you not, there would be hair all over the fucking sink,
God,
all over the shower. This guy
my
did not
God,
clean
bro.
up his long ass hair,
Fuck,
bro.
bro. I think you sent me a picture of pubes one time, bro. God damn.
Bro, yeah, I go
Dude,
to
that
wash
was
I
horrible.
go to brush my teeth, bro, and there's fucking ball hair all over the sink. I'm like, bro, I'm not even kidding, bro. Had I not, because I had a vacuum and a duster. No one else did, and had I
Fucking
not,
bastards.
yeah, had I not vacuumed the whole entire dorm, like the common area and the bedroom weekly, that dorm definitely wouldn't have gotten cleaned the whole semester.
Oh God, bro, that's
Yeah.
fucking horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I mean, but that wasn't the school or the area. It was
Yeah, it's just
you
the
were paired
people I
with.
got paired with. Yeah, but it was a very small enclosed space too. Like, I mean, we're in a pretty small room right now.
I remember,
so,
bro. I remember.
yeah.
You had like a freaking corner to yourself. It
Yeah.
was fucking Hoover.
So it was like bed, desk,
Like
and then there wasn't even really room to fit.
It was a jail, bro.
Yeah.
It was literally jail in there.
Yeah, the other desk was like diagonal because there wasn't even really room to fit the other desk and then the other bed and like a small closet that you had to split half and half. So
Horrible, bro.
yeah, it wasn't
Horrible.
ideal for sure.
This is something you told me, and I want to see if you want to touch on it, bro. But you would play the game there,
Yeah.
and the guy would get annoyed because you were too loud or.
Well, bro, the guy wouldn't ever leave the room, so it's like I'm not gonna make living in my own dorm that I'm paying $2,000 a month for, which is another reason why I left. It's like I'm paying this much for a fucking box that
jail.
that I can't even like wind down in because, you know,
This guy's always here.
yeah. So I would get on the game and play 2K with my boys back from home. One, because not that I was necessarily lonely in college, but it gave me a sense of home, and I liked that. I liked having access to being able to kick it with the people from back here, even if it was virtually. So that was fun. But yeah, I would not give a fuck. I would still play the game, have my headset on, and be as loud as I wanted. And the guy never told me shit. So, I mean, I could tell he was like visibly annoyed sometimes, but I mean, it's like, bro.
Get out of here if you don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so wild.
The day you came over, bro, it was like past noon at that point, and then we came into my dorm for a second. I don't remember what it was for, and this guy was still sleeping.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember I walked in and I seen there was two people there. There was someone on a computer and there was a guy sleeping. I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, bro, don't worry about him." Yeah, bro. Yeah. But overall, your campus, bro, beautiful place.
Yeah, it was a nice place.
Beautiful
Don't get me
nature,
wrong.
bro.
Yeah.
Like when we went to the beach, bro, I think that was a beautiful experience as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just overall, that was cool.
Yeah, and I had like 2 or 3 close friends in college that I made there at the school. So I still talk to a couple of them to this day. Pretty cool. Like, I don't regret being there, but there were some great experiences made. And then even people from schools close by, like Pepperdine was pretty close. I met a few cool people there.
Yeah.
Like, just going to like the same gyms locally and stuff.
When did you end up not going to school anymore? Because I think that's when you transitioned to getting your fitness job, right?
Yeah.
Like
So,
physical trainer.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
around like, so we started school in August, and I want to say sometime around maybe October, I decided to become a personal trainer.
Okay.
To start studying for it. And at the time, my logic was, okay, I'm going to use this personal training certificate as a job while I'm in college, while I get my degree to do something bigger and better, you know?
Right.
So that's what I did. I studied personal training while I was in college, but while I was in college, I stopped taking my academic classes serious and just really focused on getting my personal training certificate. And at that point, I was just enjoying being at the school. I wouldn't go to any of my classes except the ones I enjoyed.
Yeah, nice.
Like, I really enjoyed Spanish, and that might have been it. I think there was another 1 or 2 that I enjoyed, but that's besides the point. Yeah, at that point, I was just enjoying being there, enjoying the area, hanging out,
Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, got my personal training certificate, and towards the end of the semester was when I really started to realize I probably wasn't going to come back for another semester given the financial situation, and knowing that I had wanted to become a personal trainer, and at that point I kind of started to see that you could be successful in personal training full time.
Yeah.
So I pursued that. Last day of college, I remember vividly, and a week or so before this, Kanye West announced that he was going to have a concert at the what was the venue? The Coliseum with Drake.
Okay.
And at the end of the year at that time, bro, I probably had like $100 in my bank account, a week or 2 left of school, and the tickets were like $90, which is actually a steal for a Kanye concert.
For a Kanye concert.
So I was like, do I go
Wow.
to this Kanye concert and spend my last $100 and fucking starve for my last 2 weeks, or should I skip on the concert? I bought the ticket. me and one of my boys from back here, we bought tickets and we went together. I don't regret it at all. That was my last day of school. It was literally on the last day of school. So I packed all my shit, went to the Coliseum, and then came home that same night, and that was my last memory at that school.
Damn, bro. And I do remember that was probably the second concert that you went to?
Yeah, because we went to our first one a month before that.
Yeah. First and last concert I will ever go to. I
Yeah.
will never return to a concert. Maybe it was because of the artist that we want to go see, bro,
Yeah.
but I will never go to another concert, ever.
Well, we enjoyed that concert, bro.
I did,
but
bro.
I think you kind of got what you needed out of
Yeah,
it and
like-
realized you didn't want to do more.
Yeah, like, you know when you get the feel for it,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I just needed to feel it to
Yeah.
understand it. I don't ever want to do it again.
Yeah. To be specific, the artist was Playboy Cardi. And
Playboy
we
Cardi,
loved
bro.
Playboy Cardi at the time, bro.
Yeah, bro. 2020 after during COVID, he dropped
Whole lot of red.
Whole Lot of Red, bro. That album at that time was great.
Bro, there's certain albums that like define that period of life,
Yeah.
like Donda,
Donda,
Whole Lotta Red.
Whole Lotta Red, which
like Baby Keem had first came out at that time.
when he dropped with Kendrick,
Kendrick,
bro,
Family Ties.
dude, that was
Top of the morning, top of the morning.
top of the morning, top
Yeah.
of the morning, bro.
Very,
Fire.
some very nostalgic music from that time period for sure.
And when you listen back to it, bro, it does bring memories.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Um,
Kanye will always be timeless. Playboy Cardi, not so much. But
No, you know.
I don't necessarily enjoy his music anymore. But still, if Stop Breathing comes on, I'm always going to think of mobbing the BMW through the
No
beach.
sleep.
Yeah,
bro, meh.
bro.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, great times, bro.
But, yeah, what was your experience like at that concert?
I enjoyed it, bro.
Yeah.
I know we had gone with 2 other people.
Yeah.
One of my boys, well, he was your boy too, but
Yeah.
then one of your boys.
Yeah, from
Your boy was fucking crazy, dog. Like, we lost him for like 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
We eventually ended up finding him. He
thought
said he
he
went to
got
the mosh
arrested.
pit. We thought he got arrested. Bro, it was a whole fucking scene.
Bro, that concert was so unorganized. Like
Terrible.
people were jumping from the stands to get into the
Horrible
pit.
to the
Like
pit, bro.
security almost canceled the show. They're like, if you guys don't stop this, we're not gonna bring Playboy Cardi out. And we were like, oh no, please bring Playboy
Please.
Cardi out.
Go back to your seats.
Yeah.
I remember, bro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we didn't end up seeing Cardi until like 2 or 3 hours into the freaking
Bro, I think the show was at like 7 or 8, and he didn't come out till like 11 or
11
something.
o'clock, bro. Because I
Yeah.
remember getting back home. I remember getting back home around 1 or 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
bro. It was, yeah.
Was your family still strict at that time?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah, bro. They were strict. And let me tell you something else.
Uh-huh.
This was-
Didn't you have a rental car at the
Yes,
time?
this was after I had fucking crashed my car.
Yeah,
So,
I remember.
I had a
Pull
rental,
up in
bro.
a gold Camry.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. I put him in the Camry, and no brakes. That Camry had no brakes, bro. I swear to you, it had no brakes. Like the entire time, bro. Like you would step on the brakes and go.
That's crazy.
Horrible, bro. Yeah, but there are a few other reasons why I will never go to a concert, bro. But one reason was someone stole my food.
Yo, this concert was in Inglewood, bro.
Inglewood.
This was our first time in
Okay.
Inglewood.
Horrible experience,
We
bro.
were thinking like obviously we've heard about Inglewood. You hear about it in the rap music and stuff, but we're like, we're from San Bernardino. Like Inglewood can't be that bad.
Can't
you
be
know?
worse, right?
Yeah. It was definitely worse.
It was definitely worse, bro. So I had never gone to a restaurant or a fast food place where you had to pay for your food first,
Yeah.
and then they would serve you.
Yeah.
So this was new to me, right? So I go ahead and pay for my food, right? And the way that it worked, that you would pay for your food and then you would choose your items.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want? Well, okay, great. So I ended up paying for my food. I choose my items. Random guy, random, comes in, grabs my food, and
Just
walks
dips
out.
out.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
The lady sees it happen.
The lady that was attending me sees it happen. She say, oh, well.
Well, she offered to make you another one. I don't know if she was gonna charge you for another one.
No, she was
or
going
not.
to charge me.
Yeah.
She was just like, I can make another one, but I'm going to charge you half price.
And you were like, no,
I was
I'm
like,
good, bro.
Fuck no. Fuck you. Yeah, bro. That was horrible, bro. Like, I didn't get no food before the concert.
Yeah.
And we went to the concert. The whole place was hotboxed, bro.
It was, yeah.
How do you hotbox a stadium? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Our
SoFi
friend-
Stadium was
yeah.
hotboxed.
we all had, I don't know if I should put this in the video or not. I guess it doesn't matter now, but we all made fake COVID cards to get into that concert.
Oh my God, remember, bro?
Should I put that in the video? Who gives a fuck, right? Let's put it in the
Who gives
video.
a fuck? Yeah, bro. And people didn't even check him like that,
Yeah,
bro.
they didn't.
Like, they were just like, they kind of glanced like, oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were more worried about, us having weapons.
Bro, which they didn't even really check for
No,
either.
they didn't, bro.
Yeah, because everyone snuck vape pens in. I didn't
Vape
think you were
pens,
allowed
weed,
to, but
freaking
yeah.
electronic, bro, crazy, horrible. So that's another reason why I will never. Well, Inglewood, terrible experience. The concert was great. Like I enjoyed the concert, but it was just certain things that I didn't like.
Yeah.
The parking situation, the traffic to get out.
For sure.
Horrible, bro. It was just the bad outweighed the good. You know,
bro, like going to concerts like that, because I've been to Cardi, I've been to Travis Scott, I've been to a few of those kind of like rage type of concerts, and although I enjoy the music, just seeing the type of people that attend those concerts, bro, and don't think that this is, because it's mostly like white kids, so don't think that this is race motivated or anything, but it's just seeing like young people being degenerate. It's like, I do not want to be around these people, and that's probably why, like, you could enjoy the music, but not associate with the people that
But at least
enjoy
for
the
me,
music.
that's kind of what made me steer away from that type of music too, bro. 'Cause I was like, do I want to be like this jackass?
Yeah.
No, I don't. And I was like, fuck that, bro.
Yeah.
So, but to answer your main question of how my experience was in college between 2020 and 2022, my first year was all fucking Zoom, like I mentioned. So I didn't really take it serious. But my second year, I was on campus. And I went to CSUSB, bro. I had the opportunity of dorming there, but I decided not to.
Yeah.
I decided to just commute because, you know,
It's only
back then,
30 minutes.
back
right?
then there wasn't that much traffic. It's gotten way worse now. But back then, bro, you would get from there and back in like 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And so that was fun. I really enjoyed my campus because, again, when I started, they just had opened up 2 new buildings. So they had pool there, they had bowling, bro, and it was free as a college student. You were able to do that for free. They also had a Panda Express in there, bro.
That's cool.
They had a habit. They had a habit there, bro. So food was great. Fun was it was fun, and we also had a gym there. So I would gym. Literally, my first year, I got to meet some really cool people. I still talk to them till this day. They're my boys from college. The whole studying aspect, bro, I really didn't take it as serious. Like, I would do the work. But, you know, most of the time, like, sometimes I wouldn't even go to class, bro. Like, I would just go to campus. Right? And I would kind of do whatever I wanted. One thing that I will say is that the only reason I did end up going to college was because it was paid for. You know, I did somewhat well academically, that I got help as well in FAFSA. So the combination of getting that and FAFSA helped me kind of not have to pay. So, I mean, it was pretty repetitive. I will say it was pretty repetitive. I would go over there, meet people, eat, whatever. But it wasn't until 2024 where I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to take a break. I'm a semester off. I want to see what I want to do. And at this time, I got my job. I don't know if you remember, I got my actual official
job.
Yeah. And I didn't start as a server, but I started as a busser.
I remember.
And that was horrible. That was a bad experience. Like, I mean, I learned a lot. Don't get me wrong, but bro, fuck that. Like, I'll never do that again. But I remember trying to come back to school. It was 2025. Yeah, it's 2025. And they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, you gotta pay." I was like, "Fuck you, I'm not paying shit." So I was like, "All right, fuck it." So I didn't even finish school. So I did go for business admin, but I didn't even finish the whole school. So
I want to kind of tie back into 21, 22 a little bit because we missed a key point of our friendship. I believe it was 2021, the beginning of 21, when we started consistently hitting the gym together.
Yes.
Because you remember, you mentioned that time after COVID
I got big.
you kind of got out of shape, and then 2021 or so, we started hitting the gym together. It had to be 21 because that was when the gym opened back up, right?
Yeah,
after COVID.
It was 2021.
Yeah.
If I recall, it was like after summer, like a little bit. It was either starting summer or after summer.
It had to have been before summer because August is when I left for school. So I want to say it was spring, like maybe March or April or so.
Maybe before summer.
Yeah,
I agree.
So sometime around those lines, we started working out together consistently. You wanted to lose weight. I was still trying to build muscle. So we started hitting the gym together, but I had kind of been experienced with lifting at the time. So you kind of followed my routine. We would hit it together.
Yeah.
You got pretty solid results.
You know what? One thing I will add, I appreciate that, bro. Because I had no idea. Like, going into the gym, bro, like, I had no idea what a tricep was. I was like, what is a tricep? And I just kind of following your lead, bro, definitely helped me to, 1, stay consistent, and 2, learn about the gym. You know, so for that, bro, thank you. Like, I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
Absolutely. No, that was cool. And that's actually a key part of me becoming a trainer. Was just taking you like with me to the gym and realizing that I could actually get someone results if they're consistent, of course. And
you saw it firsthand.
Yeah, at one point I asked you, like, bro, do you think I'd be a good trainer? Like, there was no seriousness behind the question, but you said, yeah, bro, absolutely. And then I actually thought about it, and then at a certain point it had clicked and I decided to pursue that. But had we not worked out together, I probably wouldn't have saw that I could actually do this for people and make a difference for people. So I guess you were kind of my first testimonial, even though it wasn't official, you know?
Yeah, no, but bro, I'm glad you got into the profession. I feel like you learned so much, and believe it or not, it's been the foundation of what you've built today.
Yeah,
you know, so
sure.
that's really cool. A little ironic, right? Because when we started lifting 2021, I was being very consistent. After that, I mean, there's so much that's happened since, but I ended up getting fat again. Right? Come till now, I mean, now I'm in respectable, not where I want to be, but.
Well, you're the lightest you've been since like high school now, right?
Yeah, literally in the
good.
190s, bro. So it's awesome. Yeah. But going back to gymming every day, bro, that was cool.
Yeah, it was.
You know, being able to actually train. And on top of that, like, the type of training that I was doing with you was for building muscle.
Yeah.
But on the side, I was also coming in for cardio on my own time.
Yeah, you would ride your bike
I
to the
would
gym.
ride my bike to the gym
Yeah.
just to do cardio and then ride my bike back, bro. So the amount of calories that I was burning throughout the whole day, every day, was absolutely absurd, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool experience for sure.
Yeah, and just aside from working out, like we created so many memories during that time. Like we'd go to IHOP after the gym and get the $6 meal. And
$6 meal from IHOP.
So that's kind of how he got into fitness in general and how I got into becoming a trainer essentially, because it probably wouldn't have happened without that time period.
So officially, I mean, once you stopped school, transitioning into training, what did that look like? Was that start of 22, late 21?
Late 21.
Late
So
21. How did you start?
yeah.
How was that experience?
Well, when school ended was like first or second week of December or so right before Christmas.
Right.
And then from there, I got home. I think I had my test that week because I remember I was home when I passed my test.
Physical training test,
Yeah.
or trainer's test.
Yeah. And then within like a week or so of being back from school and taking that test, I had already started putting out applications. I don't remember how many days it was, but it was less than a week or two where I had gotten a few calls back. The first interview that I attended was a gym called The Camp here in Hesperia.
Right.
So
Here's chain, right? Here's
Huh?
chain everywhere.
Yeah.
Bunch of camps.
And funny story, bro. I went to the first interview and the boss like forgot that he had an interview with me and he wasn't there. So whoever was at the desk was like, I walked in, I'm like, oh, I have an interview scheduled. And then he's just looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, bro, what? So he calls and then he's like, oh, the boss says he's so sorry. He completely forgot that he had an interview scheduled with you. Can he reschedule you?
So you had to come back?
Yeah, and I was like pissed. I was debating like, bro, should I even like get this job because this is like very unprofessional.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I ended up going back for the second interview and it went well. I got hired on the spot actually, which I mean, as an 18-year-old at the time with no experience pretty much.
You're like, fantastic.
Other than you. Yeah, like I took it and it was tough at first starting off because this wasn't personal training. This was large group training. So I was training groups of 20, 30 people. You know that I kind of had social anxiety at the time, wasn't the most outgoing person.
Very introverted at the time, too.
So it took a while to get adjusted, but still that job is kind of what got me out of my comfort zone socially. And while I'm still not the most extroverted person, it definitely got me comfortable talking to people, talking in front of groups. It was very intimidating at first, especially being 18 and still being kind of like scrawny at the time. Like I was defined, but I wasn't necessarily super muscular yet.
Yeah.
So at the time I was up there talking to these 30, 40-year-old men, showing them how to do skull crushers. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, am I even qualified to be training these people? You know, I had the certification, of course, but it's just like, who's really going to take an 18-year-old, 170-pound kid serious, you know? But
So you would say you faced a little bit of, what is it called? When you don't feel like you deserve that position? You know what I'm talking about, though, yeah?
I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of the word for it.
We'll come back if it comes back.
Yeah. But over time, you know, the clients kind of saw me grow as a person, like felt like they were growing with me. A lot of them became very attached to me. And yeah, I was at that job for a good three to 4 years, because I want to say 3 consistent years, and then I kind of started doing my own thing. That 4th year, I was in and out of there, like a little less consistent because I was building my own business too. But a good 3 solid years of just straight experience, and I was still doing personal training on the side on top of being there at that gym.
Yeah.
Which in 2023, I decided to open my own studio in my garage.
Right.
But yeah. That job pretty much taught me all the skills that I know to actually train clients and be socially normal doing so.
Yeah.
So,
I think at one time you invited me, it was a competition between trainers, I think.
okay.
I don't remember, but it was like a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that, bro?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, bro. That was interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually went to a few classes of your training. I fucking hated that shit.
Yeah.
That shit was atrocious.
Yeah. I remember we went to a class where, like, I wasn't training, but it was my workout from the morning. So there's a morning and an evening shift. So whoever trains the class in the evening, they have to keep the morning trainer's workout. So,
Leave it for the whole day.
yeah,
everybody
so
does the
we
same
went to the evening class. It was a different trainer, but it was the workout that I made, and we went through it together, and yeah, it was tough.
Horrible workout.
I made the workout. So,
You're like, we were doing it, like, yo, bro, this is bad.
yeah, I remember we had to do like shrugs with the kettlebells, drop them, sprint to the whole other side of the
This
gym.
guy had me
sprint
doing the
back.
most, bro. This guy had to do it, bro. I was like, bro, dude.
You're like, are you serious, Vinny?
every day, dude. And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But no, that was cool, bro. That was fun. I think that was the first time I saw you be social outside of our friendship, bro. So that was really cool because I think that job actually made you better, bro, as a person.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, transitioning from that job to now personal training at that time, bro, like you that's fantastic. But during that time, that's when I got my first job, right? I was the first restaurant job that I had ever picked up. You know what? Yeah, let's talk about it, bro. So let's talk about the interview process, right? This was like the first official interview process that I had ever done because when I did construction, it was kind of like a family thing. So like, it's not like they're gonna interview. It's just kind of like go to work, fuck you.
Yeah.
So this was the first time I ever had an interview, bro. And so
What'd you wear?
I actually wore a black polo, some black jeans, black shoes. Like I actually came spot on, bro. And I remember that the fucking first manager that I got was a jackass. Like some people should not be managers, bro. That guy was one of them, bro. Like it was hard to understand his questions. You can tell that he was getting socially awkward. He was socially awkward. He was getting anxiety interviewing me. Like I was like concerned. I was like, well, what the fuck is going on in this interview? Like I've never had an interview, but I'm sure it's not supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, bro. So the way that it worked there was you would have 3 separate interviews. Like it would have one manager, a second manager, and then the GM himself to see if you're a good fit for the position.
Yeah.
And so I remember I had applied for a serving position. I was like, I want to be a server, right? And then the first manager was like, well, we don't really have a serving position right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't be a server. Like we would start you here, and then slowly, like as you work, we would move you up to serving. I was like, I'm not opposed to that. Cool. Yeah. Second manager comes in because this all happened in one transition, except for the third GM transition. I had to come back for that because that was a selective process. The second manager was on it, bro. Strict, on it, freaking amazing experience. Like these, like asked me questions that I genuinely could answer with proficiency. Asked me about my previous experience. Anyway, I ended up moving through the process to getting a second interview with the GM. The GM was a jackass, bro. Like he ended up getting fired, so fuck him, But I remember that he almost told, like during the interview, like he was like, that was the moment where I was like, bro, I don't want someone to tell me what the fuck to do. But at the time I was fucking broke. I didn't have no money, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just take the job. So on the spot he hired me. He's like, all right, well, cool. Like you seem like a good fit, whatnot. But he didn't really give a fuck. Like he was like, can you do the job? Yeah. I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, then you fucking start. And so I started the job, and I started off as a busser, bro. So I was the guy that would come after everybody's fucking done eating and just pick up all the plates, bro.
Did you ever see like crazy stuff left on the table?
Bro, yes, bro. Horrible stuff, And I'm not the type of person to get grossed out. Like, I don't really care. Like, But as a busser, bro, you had to take care of, you were a janitor, basically, bro. Yeah. Like, I was the janitor of the fucking restaurant. That would suck because sometimes, bro, like, although you had a few different bussers, if someone threw up, that's on you. You have to go get that. Man. Yeah, bro. So, luckily...
Who throws up in a restaurant, though?
Bro, kids, bro.
Yeah,
kids, freaking... Or sometimes in the bathroom, bro, like, motherfuckers would go in there, just throw up everywhere, not say a word, and then you have someone threw up in the bathroom. It's like, fuck you, Like, and you had to go fucking clean that. Yeah. As a busser, bro, that's your responsibility. Basically, you're janitor for the whole restaurant. Another thing I didn't really enjoy was you would have to get there 2 hours early prior to opening. To clean the whole restaurant because the night crew obviously doesn't have time to do that. Yeah. So the morning crew would come in, clean up the whole restaurant, bro, and it was just a pain in the ass. But regardless, I feel like I learned a lot of social skills there. I did get the opportunity to know what I don't want to do with my life, and that's one of those things, bro. Like I'll never get a busing job again unless it's like, no, bro, I don't even give a fuck. I'd rather die. Like I'm not gonna get a busing job ever again. Yeah. Like I refuse, And that kind of correlates to the second job that I got, which was also a restaurant experience, where they wanted to start me in the same position as a busser. But I was like, you know what? Like, no, fuck that. I told the GM from the second restaurant that I applied to, I was like, yo, like if you don't move me up, bro, I'm quitting right now. And you have a full restaurant, so I don't think you want that. Yeah. And he was like, all right, cool. We'll move you tomorrow. Great, thank you, GM. You're amazing. But yeah, during that time, bro, was when I got my first job. And then that was kind of 2023. Transition to 2024. That's when we moved in together, bro. Yeah. That whole experience, bro. Like
we haven't really talked about this yet on the podcast, but there was a period of time where we lived together.
Yeah, and I know sometimes people are asking like, oh, like why don't you guys live together now? That would be the dream, bro. But of course, things happen, family happens. I'm a huge believer that family comes first. And sometimes you have to make the decision that you don't want to in order to continue. And that was one of those reasons why we decided not to keep moving or living together. We had to move out, you know. But we had a fantastic 4 months, bro. Like,
yeah, no, at the time,
best time of my life.
Yeah, what was it? Late December, early January, where you moved
Late December.
in?
Yeah, late
of
December.
2023, and around April of 2024, where you had to move out.
Yeah.
But it was me, you, Sam, and then another friend of ours at the time. And yeah, it was a great 4 months. A core memory at that time was New Year's Eve of 2023. While everyone else was out partying, we were in the gym. Because at the
Downstairs,
time, at the time, well, in 2023 was when I launched my personal training studio at home in my garage. So I was doing that part-time, and I was training at the camp kind of full-time. So I was juggling those two things at the time. But I vividly remember New Year's Eve 2023, we were in the gym.
Yeah, bro. That was really cool, bro. So we started the gym strong 2024. I think that was like those 4 months, bro, were the most I was ever locked in.
Yeah.
But I was still working my 9 to 5 at that time. You know, once I moved out, you know, that's when I officially started my business, 2024, like mid summer. So, you know, I guess it's a blessing in disguise. You know, sometimes when you're put under pressure, especially with like family things, it's like you have to do it. It's not like if you want to anymore.
Yeah.
And during that year, I was kind of debating like, oh, what should I do with my life? What should I do? I really didn't have a purpose or like a direction. Yeah. And after that whole transition, I definitely had a definite path. So
yeah, well, I do remember vividly when we were working or living together that you were studying hardcore, like the logistics behind running a business. Like you didn't know exactly what you wanted to launch yet.
That is
true. You were doing a lot of learning on how to create systems, how to scale, how to run ads, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, bro, that is true. That is something. And one of those things is we would hold each other accountable in that too, bro, because you were launching your business, and a lot of the ideas that we would, you know, go over together, we would apply to the businesses, especially yours, because you had your own home gym at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, beautiful 4 months, you know.
For sure. Just having like-minded people around us every day with me, you and Sam, it was super easy to stay consistent. I mean, we had our fun, don't get me wrong. We had some great memories during that time.
Some things we can't talk about.
Yeah, some things we probably shouldn't talk about on the internet, but no, we were able to hold each other accountable for gym. We were dialed in for our businesses. We were dialed in, always pushing each other to learn and grow, but we still had our fun, and I think it was a really good dynamic.
Do you remember, I don't know if you remember, but January, when the year first started, bro, we had sat down. It was you, me, and Sam, and our other roommate as well.
Yeah.
And we all talked about our goals, bro. One thing that I do want to mention, bro, that I found was crazy. I listened back to that tape because I remember we recorded that conversation.
You have it?
I do. Yeah, bro, we can listen to it sometime.
Okay, let's do it.
But everything that we spoke about, all of us, that we spoke about in that video, bro, we made happen.
Wow.
Yeah. So to me, that was like, bro, I was listening to that shit and I was like, damn, bro, like we actually did what we were going to say we were going to do, bro. Everybody. Because I know the other roommate was he was saying that he was going to lose weight. Bro lost fucking massive amounts of weight that year.
Yeah.
Sam was talking about how he wanted to scale his business. He fucking scaled his business that year. You were talking about how you wanted to get a full calendar and maybe even transition to online training. Bro, you got that shit done.
Yeah.
I was talking about like, oh, I'm debating if I should go all in on music or I should do my bakery. I'm a fucking bakery owner now. So like that conversation, bro, was such a pivot moment.
Wow, I didn't even remember that.
Yeah,
and
crazy. I think that that definitely was a marker for me, at least, bro. Like fire. But I kind of want to ask you, how was that transition from us like living here and then having us to move out, you know, due to family circumstances? What did that look like for you?
So it was an awkward phase for sure, especially considering like even when we were living together, we were kind of looking for like-minded people to bring into our circle. We literally launched a group called the 100K Empire where we were trying to get a group of people around us to...
Up here, by the way.
Yeah, up here to hold each other accountable to make our first 100,000. And people were showing up to the meetings in flip-flops and it was bad. Like it definitely showed us that no one our age is taking this stuff serious, at least not anyone that we've encountered, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people that talk and like the idea of entrepreneurship but aren't willing to actually put in the work to do what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So, you know, once you and Sam had to unfortunately leave, not by choice, but because you had to, it was very difficult to replace you guys. Like, I wasn't trying to replace you guys as friends. Obviously, we're still cool, but I definitely wanted a similar dynamic with the house.
Some irons in the house, yeah.
Yeah. So the people that I went with, I'm not going to say anything negative about these people. They were great people. I hope they're all doing well on whatever path they're in life now. But four men in the house, especially if you didn't grow up together and know each other's personalities, egos are bound to clash.
Personalities
And,
are bound to clash.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. It just wasn't a good dynamic. And I'd say it lasted about 6 months or so before we all went our separate ways.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that was when I met my girlfriend, and then we moved in together eventually. So that's who I'm with here now. So
That's awesome, bro.
yeah, that's kind of what it was. Just experimented with different roommates, kind of new people that I had just met in my life, but it ended up not working out. So yeah. What about you? What were those months like after you moving out?
You know, just focusing on family, bro. Mainly, you know, because I was what resulted in us leaving to begin with.
Yeah.
But that was a huge pivot moment for me, bro, because it moved my options to what do I want to do to. We have to do something because we don't have a choice. We have to get something. We have to do something. And so at the time I saw a skill that was scalable, and I saw that I had the mental capacity and the business capacity because I had been studying those 4 months. Like you said, bro, I wasn't just fucking jacking off, fucking doing bullshit. I was actually studying and trying to, although I didn't know what I wanted to do, I was still studying business. You know, even though, and you know, let me tell you, bro, those 4 months, I learned so much more than I did in 4 years of college. And I studied the same thing. One was for business admin, and I studied business admin those 4 months. Those 4 dialed in months, bro, I learned so much more, and that's the reason why I scaled my business. And at the time, bro, I think I also started the sales position as well. So, you know, that was kind of what took up my 2024, early 2025. I did get a lot of experience from that. You know, I think that I don't regret anything. And like you, bro, I'm not going to talk down on anybody. But, you know, when you're used to a certain type of leadership, bro, and you get a different type of leadership, it's just, you know, sometimes it is not a good fit. And that's okay. I'm grateful for the opportunity, bro. I think I learned so much. And the same knowledge that I was able to learn in that sales position, I applied it into the business. And the same psychology that's behind the sales, I was able to apply to the business and scale the business come 2025, 2026. So, yeah, that's how my transition was, bro. But,
2024 as a whole, for me at least,
up and down,
was,
bro.
Definitely a year of up and downs, like some of the lowest lows of my life, but also some of the highest highs of my life.
Volatile, for sure.
Let's start with the high. I mean, that was the year where I was able to quit my job at the camp and become an entrepreneur full time.
Was that, sorry to cut you off, was that midsummer or was that like?
It was around the fall, September, specifically September, I remember. And bro, I was broke. I was probably making like maybe $4,000 a month off of personal training, but it made sense to where it's like, okay, this is what I'm making at the camp. This is what I'm making personal training. If I dump this bucket into here, it makes sense to do this now. But at the time, I was working crazy hours. I was making enough to get by, but not enough to, you know, I would hit like zeros and even negatives in my bank account at times. So it was a tough transition period for sure. But, you know, also that year was when I got into a really bad car accident. I broke my foot again that year. So
do you remember how?
Yeah, kickboxing.
Fuck.
Kickboxing, yeah.
We were super big into kickboxing that year.
We were trying to get into like MMA at the time, which we just ended up not having the time for it, but it was fun, the little run that we had doing that when we were living together as well.
That's how you broke it though? That fucking sucks.
Yeah, like slipped someone's shin guard and just hit bone on bone.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Horrible. And you know when you get hurt and you just know, like you know immediately that it's not good. It was one of those things.
Fuck,
so,
bro. Fuck.
Yeah. It didn't swell up as bad as the time I broke it in the parking lot, surprisingly, because you think bone-on-bone contact would be worse, but then it wasn't as severe of a fracture.
Was it a fracture?
Yeah, it was just a crack, so I think it took about 6 weeks for this one to heal. It wasn't too bad.
Not bad. And even then, during those 6 weeks, this guy was on it. He was training.
Oh, yeah, we were still hitting the gym. We were going to Legends at the time. I vividly remember.
Most atrocious music you can find on the planet.
Going through there with crutches.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was fun, bro.
I was hitting RDLs with the walking boot on.
Bro, I literally posted this guy doing RDLs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
But I mean, yeah, 2024 was the year I think I found myself, though, 'cause through all the adversity I faced, by the end of the year, I was kind of set on the path that I wanted to go in life. So, a lot of trials and tribulations that year, but it built character for sure.
Fantastic.
So 2025 was the year I think we both started to actually see real results with our business.
Yeah, 100%.
And there was a phase, I don't remember exactly when, somewhere between 2024 and 2025, where we've always been cool, but we didn't really see each other for a few months. Do you remember exactly when that was?
Yeah, that was the end of 2024 to I think February of 2025, bro.
Okay.
If I recall correctly. It was a few months, bro, but that was just because we were on the grind, bro.
Yeah, we were busy and we were both in relationships at the time.
Yeah, your schedule was fucked, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
yeah.
yo, you had no time for anything.
Yeah, like I said, training 12 clients a day, still training online clients.
Yeah,
at
that
the
was
time
that was your busiest time, bro.
Yeah.
So it was hard. It wasn't like, and bro, the cool thing about our friendship is like I don't think we've ever demanded time from each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Even then, like that would be gay. So good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our friendship, bro, doesn't depend on how much time we spend together as friends, bro. But you know the fact that it's tight and true to regardless of how much time passes by.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. That's another reason that I really appreciate our friendship because it's like one of those things, bro. Like I'm sure. I mean, God forbid, but if we were to stop talking for 2 years, for you know maybe you move or I move or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I bet you we come back and nothing happened, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So,
And during that time, we'd still check up on each other.
Oh, yeah,
You'd probably
100%.
send me bullshit reels
yeah, bro.
that I don't watch. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably, no, yeah.
You'd send me the pirate voice.
Yeah, but
Hey, Instagram added these new voice memo features where you could like...
my favorite.
Yeah, the pirate voice is funny. If you haven't used the pirate voice yet, use it on your friends. That shit's hilarious.
I wish they had this, and I'm sure they're gonna come with it soon. But if they had this over, like if you could do reels with these voices, bro, I'd be a monster, bro. Dude, I would be a monster.
Yeah.
Just the freaking pirate over everything, bro. I was just talking about something crazy. Just have the pirate voice filter on it.
That'd be
But yeah,
hilarious.
that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, but transitioning over to 2025, I think, like you said, that was the time where I saw most exponential growth with my business as well.
Yeah.
But this year, bro, I got fired from my first job, bro. Like the first official job, I got fired, and it wasn't because I did anything wrong. It was just it was just a misunderstanding. But I remember that feeling, bro, because at the time I had just become a server come 2025, and the fact that as soon as I became a server, maybe like not even a few weeks after I got fired, bro, fuck, that shit was horrible. And I really enjoyed serving there, like, cause serving and busing is two different things, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time I had one of my tables where one of the kids, unfortunately, bro, he threw up. And in my mind, I was like, damn, I got to clean this. Wait, no, I don't.
have to. Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I still helped, you know, whatever I could do. But the fact that I didn't have that responsibility anymore was really cool.
Yeah.
And the money and the pay was way better.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause
especially
you get tips as
a,
a
bit,
server.
a lot higher ticket entry for that restaurant that I used to work for, the Italian joint.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, bro, when I got fired, bro, that shit sucked because I felt like I had just started to actually get some momentum, you know, and although I was doing my business on the side, it wasn't like it was 100% sustainable at that time. So getting fired, bro, really sucked. The job search sucked as well. I think I was unemployed for like 4 or 5 months, you know.
Yeah, where we live, the job market is trash, bro.
Yeah, as it is, you know.
Yeah.
So I remember getting fired, bro, not having a job for like 5 months. I remember that's the time where I kind of locked in more into the business, where I was able to. That was actually the time where I think my business got the first 10K. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, even though it was like a shitty moment, I got my first 10K, bro. So, yeah, it was just a transition. I ended up getting another job as a server elsewhere, but like I said, they wanted to start me as a busser. But I was like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm not going to be a busser here. I'm going to be a server. So,
Yeah.
super busy night. We were bussing. The GM saw me working. I was like, yo, bro, if you don't make me a server soon, I'm going to quit right now. And you have a full restaurant. I don't know what you're going to do, bro. And he's like, no, we'll talk. Just keep working, please. I was like, all right, cool. So ended up becoming a server. So that was pretty cool.
Well, closed mouths don't get fed.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And, bro, that's super important, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you want something, say it, bro. Like, the worst thing is you'll end up in the same position you already were in. And who cares, bro? At that point, you know, you don't lose shit.
Yeah.
So always ask. Always ask for promo. Always ask that girl. Always ask that person if you find them intriguing. But just always do it, bro. You lose nothing. There's only a positive ROI from that.
Yeah.
And if worst case, you gain experience. So, but yeah, bro. How was that 2025 year for you? Because I know you said that it was kind of exponential for your business. How did that look like?
So 2025, honestly, the first half of the year, I can't recall too well. What I really recall is when we launched Meal Prep in June. But I do remember the first half of the year, I was still training in-person clients.
Okay.
I had kind of gotten my schedule somewhat under control around that time. So I was doing a lot of group classes so I could make more for less times, like small group training rather than a bunch of one-on-ones. So
We did talk about that too.
I was kind of trying to figure out how to optimize systems, and I was doing pretty well. Again, not balling by any means, but probably the peak I've had training as far as income goes. And then, towards June was when we decided to launch the meal prep business, and then we've talked about like how it grew like from 60, 70 meals a week
Yeah.
to start to, over 10x that now. So it's been a great ride. But yeah, that was just the year that started. Started off
Wow.
slow, grown the team, grown the numbers over time. And yeah, by the end of the year, it wasn't even all that yet. It was really this year where it's really taken off.
Exponential,
Yeah,
yeah.
but still, like, all of 2025 was kind of just growing that and seeing, like, the potential in it. Like, wow, we could really do this if we take this serious. And, yeah,
It's fire, bro.
I don't think we don't have that many memories from 2025 that I can recall. I mean,
No.
I
We
made
were
a
on the
lo-
grind, bro.
Yeah, I made a lot of memories with my girlfriend in 2025 as well as this year.
That's great.
Yeah, took some good trips. Where'd we go last year? We went to Monterey, Carmel. We did a few Vegas trips, a San Diego trip. So did a lot of local traveling, nothing too crazy. But yeah, that's what I recall from 2025. But mostly just working, bro. Nothing too
Literally
crazy.
the grind, bro.
Yeah.
Literally, that was the year of the grind, bro.
Absolutely.
Literally. Same thing for me, bro. The business. After getting fired, like I said, I was able to focus a little bit more on the business. And like I'm not the type of person that's gonna not use my time wisely. So
Yeah.
I used that time when I got fired, bro, to study more business. I was like, how can I make this grow? How can I make this functional? How can I not have to go back to work? Of course, due to personal reasons that I won't get into, I kind of needed that stable income at the time.
Yeah.
So, I ended up getting a different job. And like I said, I started off as a busser, but I quickly became a server. And then that serving job was actually pretty fun too. Like I met some pretty cool people at that job as well. And yeah, it wasn't until 2026 where I decided to walk away from that job. Yeah, but let me tell you, bro, this is also the time where we weren't talking as much.
Yeah.
This was also the time where I got fat as fuck again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the second time that I've gotten fat as fuck.
Why?
Right? 2020 to 2021.
What do you think led up to it this time around? Just working and not really thinking about anything else?
Yeah, well, I think it was more stress than anything, bro. I was super stressed, and you know why? Like, bro, this was a really interesting transition of my life.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I won't put that on the internet just
It's
yet.
a lot of personal things going
Yeah, a lot
on.
of personal. Yeah, the family thing, the whole personal thing. A lot going on that I just wouldn't get. Like it was not an excuse. So it's not an excuse to be a fat ass, but I definitely think that I wasn't prioritizing my health as much. I was kind of prioritizing surviving.
Yeah.
And then when you have like just survival mode on, it's like fuck whatever.
Yeah,
like
you just eat whatever's
yeah,
available.
eat whatever you can.
Do whatever's
fucking-
most important
yeah,
at the time.
yeah.
not
Like
what you need to
I didn't
do.
give a fuck, bro. I was just trying to get by. So that's what And I will say, probably 2025 was probably one of my lowest times, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like although the business did exponentially get better, one of the lowest times for sure for me personally.
Yeah.
I think that was probably one of my lows. Looking back, bro, probably one of my worst years in the decade. Yeah, top two worst years for me at least.
Bro, do you feel this way that this decade has just been like one continuous year?
After 2020, bro, it's all been the same.
Yeah,
like
like-
it's just continued, bro. Yeah,
Strange.
it is weird, but I've definitely felt the shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then transition to 2026. I mean, that's when you started exponentially growing your business this
Yeah.
year. I got consistent with the gym, bro.
Yeah, January 1st, this guy said, I'm going to lose this weight
No mas.
this year. And
No
then,
mas gordo.
yeah, he lost the weight.
Yeah, bro. So 275, 200 pounds now.
Yeah.
And something that I am going to talk about in this cast, bro, I don't really care, are peps. I won't say the word because YouTube will demonetize it.
Yeah.
But peps.
R3TA.
Yeah, exactly. The big ratatouille, bro. Yeah, if you know, you know. That's something that I actually started this year, bro. And absolutely, bro, it's changed my life. Like, that's something that absolutely I would recommend anybody that has a hard time, like, dieting. And I had some people say, like, yo, bro, like, you're a cheater. Like, you took this thing so that you took these amino acids so that you can be consistent. And I was like, motherfucker, do you know that I was in the gym every day regardless?
Yeah.
Like, instead of walking to work, I drove to work. That's all I did.
Yeah.
You still have to do the same shit. You still have to eat good. You still have to hit the gym.
Yeah.
I still had that discipline from when I was fit, right? So it's just a stepping stone to get me there faster. That's all it is. Because you can take it. That doesn't mean that you're going to be it. If you're not consistent with your diet and you're still fat ass, you might lose some weight, but you might lose more muscle than weight at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you got to be consistent. That's, I think, a misconception. A lot of people think that it's cheating when in reality, it's just... you still have to do the work.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like one of those things. And
Yeah, it's like a supplement, essentially. It's not a steroid.
no, it's an amino acid chain. It literally takes amino acid chains. But I'm going to take this opportunity, bro, because I want your thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on people that take Peps? And
Well, again, I think it's important to build the foundation first. Like you already had the discipline, you already had the good habits. So, well, not at the time, but you knew of them, like you've done them before. So you know that if you use this tool, it'll help you to more optimally apply those things. And, scientifically, it does help you lose weight at a faster rate. So
yeah,
why
suppresses
not?
appetite.
I would never tell a client to take a peptide, like straight up. But if a client ask me about it, I'll give them the most educated answer I can to push them in the right direction. But I'm always going to encourage them to get their diet together and get on a consistent training plan first. If I see that they're already doing that and they ask me about a peptide, sure, you want to expedite your results, sure. Well, I can't tell them yes or no straight up legally. Like I can't tell them go take this peptide, but I could tell them, these are the benefits, these are the cons.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll straight up tell them though, like take R3-TA, don't take Ozempic or whatever, because that shit'll cook you. But this, from personal experience, what I've seen clients and friends use, this seems to be trustworthy and have great short-term benefits. Of course, none of us know the long terms yet, but peps aren't anything extremely artificial, bro. They're not anything foreign to the body. You're just injecting your body with more of what it already produces. So.
Exactly. It's just you're literally just sending signals, and people confuse that with steroids.
Yeah, or people call them like Chinese research chemicals.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's not
bro.
necessarily a chemical. It's,
Yeah. So I mean, that's just my experience. I think that, like I said, anybody that's looking to actually take it serious, don't be a jackass. Do your own research.
Yeah.
Don't buy it from the guy at the corner. Like, bro, actually try to find someone that's doing this laboratory tested shit.
Yeah, and I would say don't depend on the peptide, because
100%.
if you get on the peptide and you don't learn discipline and good habits, you're just gonna get fucking fat again when you get off the peptides, because you can't stay on the peptide forever.
No, you can't.
So. Yeah, actually learn how to build a good diet, build a good bounce back plan.
100%, and I agree. Yeah. So 2026, bro. That's how I lost weight. So you got, the secret's out. Yay! Ooh, Josh is on Peps. Who cares, bro?
Yeah.
I'm not fat no more, so that's all I care about.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not gonna be fat as soon as I get off. But 2020 to 2021, I got fat. 2024 to 2025, I got fat. So I can't repeat that cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years.
No. It's not gonna happen again. Yeah. So, but yeah, bro, this year has been a blessing for sure. I think I've seen the most growth in my business. I was able to quit my job this year too, so that was pretty cool. Not satisfied, but I'm definitely learning. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. No, I think we've always been close, but we hang out a lot more again this year, primarily because you're in the gym, because our friendship, we don't really do bullshit. I mean, we took like one day trip to San Diego this year, but we don't necessarily...
We did work out there.
Yeah.
We sat on my computer.
We don't necessarily hang out. Like when we're together, we're usually just hitting the gym or just filming podcasts or doing something productive,
Content.
And that's why I value our friendship so much. When you weren't hitting the gym last year, I think that's kind of why we didn't see each other much, because our primary time together now is the gym. It's not like we have much time outside of the gym to do nonsense. So yeah, it's good to be able to, bounce ideas off each other and have that time together multiple times a week. It's made us both significantly
iron sharpens
better.
iron, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's where we're at now. We've already talked about how our businesses are doing right now in this moment, so no need to
go back into that.
more.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But great recap, bro. That's 10 years.
Yeah, the reason we wanted to do an episode like this is just because the past 5 episodes have been so much advice, and you should know who you're getting advice from before you just take advice from someone. So this is us. This is the past decade of our life, half of it being teenage years, half of it being adulthood, but this is how we met, and yeah, just kind of our experience as being young adults in general.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you made it this far, again, thank you for listening. And if anything, you probably heard some amazing stories today, and you got to know us a little bit more. So, yeah, we'll get back into the business and all that good stuff next week, if whatnot. And yeah, bro, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys all so much for watching,
Awesome.
And then we'll see you next week.